Hokage Hatake Glory, Chapter 301-320. Text Chapter 301 words are sharp to sell the old. Sir Hokage, the matter between you is not too late. With us here, Sasuke Uchiha can't run away. Right now, we still need to get down to business. Heihei168.com. HMPH, let's talk now. Deep look at Susanoo's second Tsukuko and Naruto, the fourth Hokage waved his hand away from the crowd. Sitting down again, his face was ashen, Mifune coughed and looked around, without saying nonsense, and directly announced the start of the meeting. But after what happened just now, everyone was on fire, and no one wanted to speak first. You don't talk, I don't talk, he doesn't talk, and everyone doesn't talk at all. Guy's head hurts and he opens his mouth. After smacking Kiba several times, he can't find anything to say. Finally, Gaara looks around and says, "Since you don't want to talk, let me do it." Coincidentally, Akatsuki's target was also the first to attack. "We Sunagaker, I say, you listen. Kage kid, sitting in the shadow of the village at such a young age, it seems that your father is really good at teaching, but he didn't teach you the proper etiquette. First praise, then derogatory words and accusations, the three generations of Tsuchikage sold their seniority." Gaara didn't get it at all. "Maybe it's just like you said that I can sit here." "Ha, ha, ha, you're so thick-skinned," the third generation of Tsuchikage said again with a pistol and a stick. The beauty couldn't stand it any longer. "Tsuchikage-sama, please don't interrupt at will, Kage-sama, please continue." "That Tsuchikage, it's annoying to look at his old-fashioned way. Don't talk, Ying's ears are very good. Just listen, he can bite me." Kankuro pouted in disdain. Sunagaker wasn't afraid of any soil hidden. "Brother with a face, I seem to hear you speak ill of a bird. Baidu Interesting Academy." When the girl who suddenly appeared beside her, holding a round iron ball in her hand, Kankuro's eyes widened, and she took 2 steps back in panic. I don't know whether it was intentional or unintentional, and the iron ball fell to the ground. Ears, and Kuratashi bit his lip in astonishment. I didn't mean to. Yeah, it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up the bird. It's going to kill the bird. Jinten particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. The transparent barrier that suddenly appeared turned the ground in front of Kankuro into nothingness, together with the bomb, and Onoki was pitch black for 2 days. "Grandpa, what are you doing, Grandpa? Granddaughter's fireworks don't have Grandpa. Don't make trouble, this is not the place to make trouble. Grandpa." The old eyes stared at Kuretsuchi and stopped what he wanted to say, and the third generation Tsuchikage sat back to his place as if nothing had happened. Kankuro glanced at the open space that was not even half a finger away from him, and his face was covered in cold sweat. It was Jinten particle style created by Tsuchikage, the second generation, by merging Doden earth style, Futon wind style, and Kaden fire style, by using blood to eliminate, a kind of ninjutsu that combines attack and enchantment. It can separate the opponent into an atomic state that can no longer be repaired. What a dangerous ninjutsu. What a horrible Tsuchikage. That old guy was much more terrifying than he imagined. The second generation Tsuchikage has blood and is eliminated, but this old guy doesn't. In other words, he used his identity as an ordinary ninja to learn the ninjutsu that can only be performed by the elimination of blood, and he is a genius in the true sense. Really want to compare? The old man can't compare to him. Tsunade-sama, the old man in your mouth. His name is Sarutobi Hiruzen. You are talking about 3 generations of Hokage. He opened his mouth in astonishment, and Kanjiro's bowels were all regretful. You said he had nothing to do with that horrible old guy. Traveling in the world of ninja, the first condition to abide by is not to provoke a powerful person easily. Third generation Tsuchikage powerful. At the half-cold platform that disappeared without a sound, the Sunagaker puppet master wanted to buy a piece of tofu and hit him to death. Kage kid, what else to say? I'm getting old and I'm not as good as I used to be. Is this old guy Li Wei? Gaara glanced at Onoki, who was leaning on the old man, and crossed his hands against his chin. I was originally a Jinchuriki column force, and I was once captured by Akatsuki and took a tailed beast, and I lost my life because of it. Wait, you said you died. This has nothing to do with the present. Because of the experience of death, I think Akatsuki's existence is extremely dangerous. I have asked you for help several times before, but I have not received an answer except for the previous Hokage. It's too late to say union. Kage kid, you are still too young. The third generation Tsuchikage snorted coldly. Even if the hidden villages of the major countries lose the tailed beast, they will not make a sound, because it is a great shame, and only secret investigation is the right way to get it back. How can it be to other countries? The reason for asking for help. Only an immature brat like you would do such a shameless stupid thing. How much is face worth? Puff. A sip of strong tea spewed out all the way, and 3,000 tears flowed out. Husband-kun, can you tell me when you handed over your brother bad? Listen to me about Tamari, it really doesn't matter to me. One sentence, the third generation of Tsuchikage choked to death, and in 2 days, Onoki's beard and hair were all turned upside down. Kage kid, you actually equate the face of the national hidden village with money. You are. Pedant old man. You. Okay, Lord Kage, Lord Tsuchikage, it's not all because of face that the tailed beast is taken away. To control the tailed beast, technology, knowledge, and time are all indispensable. If the human Jinchuriki column force wants to control the tailed beast, you must growing up with it. Even so, it is not easy to control them. In fact, there are only 4 who can really control the tailed beast. No, now it is 5. The first Hokage Senju Hashirama, Uchiha Madara, the 4th generation Mizukage Kureya, and the 4th generation Reikage Sama's younger brother Killer Bee, and finally that kid. Eyes swept to Naruto. Terumi Mei's voice did not fall. Uzumaki Naruto's eyes changed color. Little girl, there is something wrong with what you said. This kid is fundamentally different from the 4 people you are talking about. This old man is not being, he controls it. Humph, if you dare to insult the old man again, the old man will kill you. QB 9 Tails. This guy is QB 9 Tails. What happened? When did Konoha have this technology? Wrong. This is not normal. This kid. 7 shifts and 4. There are still 3 chapters. Update volume. The cloud is working hard. Brothers and sisters have fun at night. On Christmas Eve, let's eat a big apple. It's crunchy, and it's a crime. Text chapter 302_sparks splash talk. Seeing Uzumaki Naruto's abnormality, except for his own who knew the inside story earlier, one of the others was considered a complete circle. The tailed beast in turn controls the human Jinchuriki column force. The thought that suddenly arises is immediately dispelled. It is unreasonable to say that, if the tail beast is the controller Jinchuriki column force, he will run away. But if not, what about the QB 9 Tails kid Konoha? Looking at the second floor with a blurry forehead, Uzumaki Naruto yawned. Well, QB 9 Tails Fox yawned. Although the old man doesn't deal with those 8 guys, we are all tailed beasts anyway. Since they are bad luck, the old man can't just watch it. Let me give you some news. QB 9 Tails to provide a message. What message will it provide? Hearing the words of Uzumaki Naruto, the 5 shadows of wind, fire, water, earth and thunder were all stunned, and then narrowed their eyes again. There is a blood contract between the old man and Uchiha Madara. The guy was still jumping around a few years ago, but he has lost touch in recent years. But based on the old man's understanding of him, this guy must be planning something. Who are you talking about? Countless thunders slammed down, and the 5 shadows were all shaken. QB 9 Tails, the fox dismissed them. That guy just makes you so scared. A bunch of cowards. You. The 4th generation of Reikage looked at QB 9 Tails' stinky fart, and his head burst into blood. You are not afraid, you are not controlled by him. Bastard, will the old man be controlled by him? Was exposed, and the Kyubi, Nine-Tails, fox was instantly furious. Dead boy, open the door, the old man will kill him. Kurama, don't be angry, okay. Mobile reading is more convenient m.heihei168.com. Can't you drive, dead boy? If you don't open the door, don't blame the old man for not helping you in the future. Can't I drive? Fourth generation of Reikage, Uzumaki Naruto pondered, no matter what Kyubi, Nine-Tails, he aimed at, whoever loves will die. The door of the seal that was opened slowly opened, and the Kyubi, Nine-Tails, fox grabbed his front paws and was dragged inside by Naruto. When he opened his eyes again, two bloody Yuhi's beast pupils appeared, and the 7 erected tails danced wildly, frightening all the companions around. The tailed beast runs wild. No, it doesn't seem to be the same. Damn people, go to hell. Angtian roared and launched a collision, seeing Kyubi, Nine-Tails, volleying down, all the shadows of the 5 kingdoms ran away, and the one who didn't run was a fool. One blow, just one blow, all 5 stone chairs flew. Kyubi, Nine-Tails, Demon Fox and 2 Chakra Claws quickly ran behind Reikage. Protect Reikage-sama. Go to hell. Heavy thunderstorm. The collision of the fox paws and the tip of the elbow, the fight between chakra, and after one blow, Kyubi, Nine-Tails, opened his mouth and played Tailed Beast Bomb. Naruto, who saw this, jumped out quickly. Hey, Kurama, don't be impulsive, there will be a big mess. Don't you want this guy to die too? Let the old man kill him. Would you like to take a look at the situation around you first? Condition. 3 generations of Tsuchikage holding Jinten, particle style. 5 generations of Mizukage double escape. Gaara watching a play. Might guy wait and see. Kyubi, Nine-Tails, the fox looked at this state, squinted his eyes and suddenly smirked. Just sell your face, you humans, listen carefully, Uchiha Madara is still alive, and it is likely that Akatsuki's leader behind the scenes. Next what to do, you can discuss slowly by yourself. As he said it, after Kyubi, Nine-Tails, finished speaking, he immediately kicked Naruto out. Kyubi, Nine-Tails, walks gracefully, but the problems he leaves behind are troublesome. The news that Uchiha Madara was still alive hung overhead like a sharp blade. Who is Uchiha Madara? That is a ruthless man of the same generation as Senju Hashirama. Senju Hashirama is known as the god of ninjas. The second person after the 6 paths, Uchiha Madara can compete with him, and it is conceivable to have a lot of benefits. It's really unacceptable that such a person has come out of history. It's like, those who believe in Buddhism have seen Sakyamuni, and those who believe in God have seen Jehovah. However, Wayne did not doubt the accuracy of the news. The fact that Kyubi, Nine-Tails, is a psychic beast of Uchiha Madara is recorded in each village. Compared with this pervert, there are other psychics in the ninja world. One is counted as one, and they are all children who have not grown up. Not to mention Kyubi, Nine-Tails, not even other tailed beasts, such as Jiraiya's toad, Orochimaru's viper, Tsunadeheim's slug, not to mention, any tailed beast can crush them. With this stinky fox testifying, the news from Uchiha Madara cannot be wrong. How to do? Standing in the ruins and looking at each other, the 5 shadows look at me, I look at you. As the host, Mifune wanted to say a few scenes, but he didn't know how to say it. In the end, he could only tell everyone to exercise restraint, which was completely useless nonsense. Let's unite. According to the sudden suggestion of the great beauty, to face such a legendary monster, fighting alone is courting death. Senju Hashirama created the current ninja world with his own power, and Uchiha Madara, who is as famous as him, can naturally have all of them. Ruined, we must unite. ... Mizukage little girl, you have a good idea. The 3rd generation Tsuchikage snorted coldly, what is left of Kurigakure now, saying that it is union or not pulling us together. Then let's get out of Kurigakure. You are even more ruthless, Terumi said and looked towards the second floor. Since Tsuchikage-sama doesn't agree, let's say goodbye. Ow, Chojuro, pack up and go back to the village. Mizukage-sama, please wait. Seeing that Mizutaka was about to leave, Mifune hurried out to smooth things out. The matter hasn't been resolved yet, and now is not the time to get angry. Look at her attitude. My attitude. The tone of accusations from the 3 generations of Tsuchikage behind him. Terumi suddenly turned around. What's wrong with my attitude, old guy? Our Kurigakure village has lost a lot of strength, but we don't allow others to be easily insulted. What do you want, old lady, to accompany you? Don't be impulsive, please don't be impulsive. Seeing that things were going to get worse, Mifune quickly stood in the middle. The theme of this meeting is to discuss how to deal with Akatsuki's problem, and other personal grievances should be resolved after this matter. Snort. X2 with 2 snorts. Terumi gave Onoki a stern look, and the 3rd generation Tsuchikage didn't give it for nothing, just slapped the back of her head and tried to force it. For a while, the talks were still in a deadlock again. The 4th generation of Reikage looked around, standing in the rubble, and ran away. If we don't talk about it in the end, we'll go home and die if we don't talk about it. I don't have time to accompany you here. 7-3, the cloud continues to work hard. Text Chapter 303 _ put down the proposed proposal. Sir Reikage, please calm down for a while, there must be a protocol for the meeting. Interesting Academy. The master craftsman Mifune of the Iron Country glanced at the beauty. Mizukage of the 5th generation proposed to join forces. Everyone can discuss this matter. As a neutral party, I think it's necessary. Form a coalition. The 4 generations of Reikage looked at each other with sharp eyes. Konoha, rock, sand, fog, Akatsuki members are all from your village's escaped ninja, and there are even shadows of the past. This Reikage kid is not cute at all. Is it interesting to reveal the old bottom at this time? Speaking of which, we Konoha suffered the most. The talks are in trouble. The 4th generation of Reikage continued to accuse. Not only that, through our Kumogakure investigation, we found that some of you have used Akatsuki, with 283, and so on. How do you let Lao Su trust you, not to mention coalition forces? Quote. I called you here today, just to ask you, what is faith? As for the rest, please explain these things first. Lord Reikage, what do you mean by using it? Gara was a little confused after hearing Iyai's words, and she couldn't believe it. 4 generations of Reikage got angry. As Kage, you don't know. Go back and ask the old guys in your village, you used Akatsuki in the war. Kid Reikage, don't lose your temper with the newcomer, it's also a no-brainer. Old man Tsuchikage, do you still have the face to say that? Iyai immediately diverted the artillery fire when she saw the 2-day scale Onoki jumping out. The 3rd generation Tsuchikage, who was spitting on his face, snorted, boy Reikage, don't blame here and there. Now all the major powers and villages are engaged in military austerity, and only you Kumogakure are expanding wildly, looking for patience all over the world. Hitting Akatsuki is a no-brainer in order to deal with you. Quote. Bastard. What do you mean by that? Please don't get angry. Seeing that the flames were about to ignite again, Mifune hurriedly stopped. He figured out that among these bullshit hidden villages, there is no one who is good to anyone. He really turned over the old account. All he was aiming for a lawsuit. Akatsuki's matter is important. Snort. Ha what ha. Hearing the 4th generation Reikage snorted coldly, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage sneered and said, speaking of Akatsuki, I'm afraid no one who is sitting here can tell the difference. Reikage boy is not staring there. Although there are no ninjas in your village, you are here. Engage in military expansion. Quote. The old saying raised Yuhi's nose again, and the 3 generations of Tsuchikage did not wait for Reikage to speak, and continued to preach, because all countries are conducting military contractions. When the atmosphere of swords and crossbows is eased, conflicts rarely occur, and ninjas are tools of war. It has become a heavy financial burden for the major countries, and the number of ninjas cannot be reduced. Quote. In the past few years, the old ninjas have been unbearable, and the young ones have not been baptized by war. In the event of a sudden war, these recruits will become unknown, and defeat may be difficult to avoid. To avoid this risk, hire professional organizations. Just a good choice. Quote. Old man Tsuchikage, don't be sloppy here. What kind of professional organization? It's not Akatsuki. Kid Rakage, don't you know what it takes to raise a good ninja on your own? Not only does it take a lot of time and money, but it also takes a lot of energy. Compared to that, the cost of hiring Akatsuki is negligible. With low investment and high return, everyone will naturally make a wise choice. Quote. The wise choice of shit, because of the wise choice in your mouth, things have happened to the point where they are out of control today. Okay, Lord Rakage, Lord Tsuchikage, please say a few more words. Regarding the issue of responsibility, let's not fight for now. How to solve Akatsuki is the top priority. Back to the topic with a slap in the face. These hidden villages are so fucked up, the next time I ask my father to tell my ancestors, he will not do it. 4 generations of Rakage listened to Mifune's words, gave up and continued to choke with Tsuchikage, and turned back and spit at Gaara again. Sand used Akatsuki to destroy Konoha. Although Orochimaru didn't know if he joined Akatsuki at that time, the 4th generation of Kazekage and the 3rd generation of Hokage died because of him. There may be a mastermind behind this. Who had seldom spoken since entering the room, and Rakage, who had blasted Tsunagakure, turned to Terumi-mei, the most hateful one belongs to you. Kurigakure, you are isolated from the rest of the world, and there are rumors that Akatsuki was born in you. There. Don't talk nonsense about things that Mr. Rakage has not confirmed. Terumi-mei was not polite when facing Iyai's accusation. The 4th generation of Mizukage in our village is indeed suspected of being manipulated. In this matter I have nothing to say. But I'm afraid it's not our Kurigakure's turn to talk about responsibility, don't you think, Hokage 6th generation? One shot, the topic turned to Konoha, and Shitame launched an outrageous attack. Might Guy, who has always remained silent, knows that he can't stay out of it. This beast, who usually has problems with his brain, showed shocking political wisdom at this moment. Aha, why are you all looking at me like this? Youth is not allowed to shirk. Regarding Akatsuki's problem, we at Konoha do have an inescapable responsibility, but we also suffered the consequences. Quote. First of all, it was a gag, and then I admitted my mistake, and when it was over, I didn't forget to complain to everyone. Might Guy's meaning is obvious, we Konoha are responsible, but now that the village has been destroyed, don't hold on to it. At present, the main enemy is to discuss countermeasures. Ahahaha by this guy who is so stupid on the outside and thief on the inside, the atmosphere in the 5 shadows is finally a little calmer. Seeing it, Mifune quickly seized the opportunity to speak. As the chief of a neutral country, I would like to say a few words. The leader of Akatsuki is well versed in the development of the times, and exploited the suspicion between countries to develop his own strength in this quiet time. The terror of our country of iron will only depend on blessings and misfortunes, and it is a great blessing for the 5 shadows to gather together today. Quote. What do you want to say? Sir Rakage, just like what Mizukage of the 5th generation proposed earlier. In solving the Akatsuki matter, I think it is very necessary to form the world's first ninja coalition. That's a good proposition. Might Guy gave a thumbs up. Let's kill Akatsuki together. We, Kurigakure, voted in favor. Terumi-mei smiled and looked left and right. Anyway, both of them have been hit hard, so how can you feel better? Tsunagakure expresses support. Gaara was silent for a while, but also stood up. 2 days scale Onoki Yayui's face darkened. Lord Tsuchikage, Lord Rakage, what do you think? 7 more 4, there are still 3 chapters, the cloud continues to work hard. Text Chapter 304 Amorous Stinky Man. The Coalition Army, I don't trust them. What kind of coalition army? The 4th generation of Rakage is still insisting on his point of view. Third generation of Tsuchikage snorted. It doesn't matter if we Iwagakure, but who will set up the coalition? One didn't want to do it, the other wanted to turn his head. The 4 generations of Reikage and the 3 generations of Tsuchikage expressed their positions one after another. Sanchuan's head hurts again. It is imperative to establish a coalition army, and only in this way can the current chaotic situation be ended. As for how to choose the leader of the coalition army, please listen to your humble opinion below. As a neutral country, we respect everyone, and please also ask everyone. Respect us. Stop talking about those useless things, just say who the leader of the coalition army wants to be. The noisy voice reached the 2nd floor, and Anko pushed the lewd man in boredom. What are we doing here, just listening to them making noise? Wait someone. Wait. Liamong nodded his head. If the situation is not right in a while, you can use the reverse spiritism to escape immediately. Brush. Fu-kun. Brother. Stinky boy. Is something bad going to happen? Seeing the waves hidden under Liamong's calm appearance, the 3 girls tightened their hearts. The ruins of the bottom house. The 3 ships looked at the 5 shadows in front of them one by one. The only person left today is the Jinchuriki column force only Kyubi, 9 tails, of Konoha, and the coalition forces will definitely take him as the most important. In this way, the leader of the coalition forces best. Wait. The 4th Reikage glanced at Guy coldly. Don't you want to propose this guy to be the leader? Aha. Lord Reikage thinks I can't do it. I'm Konoha's might hero, a blue beast that never stops. With me as the leader of the allied army, I'll definitely lead everyone to victory. Let's honor Akatsuki in the name of youth. Attack. Gaara. Terumi Mei. 3 ships. Then why do you think I didn't say anything? A piece of black thread slipped from the top of his forehead, and Mifune was humiliated. Guy was excited when he heard this. What's wrong with me being the leader of the coalition army? Look at my body shape, look at my muscles, and look at my mental outlook. Who else is more suitable for the coalition army than me? Chief. First, the dance pose is disgusting and half dead, and then the clothes are open to make people disgusting. Finally, the big Kiba's shining might guy rushed out of Asia and went to the world, writing the legendary history of a mental patient into a hymn. The 4th generation of Reikage was Spartan at the time. 5 generations of Mizukage's face suddenly turned green. Generation Kazekage and the 3rd generation Tsuchikage froze in place like zombies, the old brain crippled with a stroke and a small torn foreskin. The stinky guy looked at them so strange. You don't talk, do you agree? Who is that? Where is the director? Quickly deal with this guy, I can't stand it anymore. Look, I want to vomit. Honey bunny. Oh rabbit. Everyone vomits together. Will it work? Are you giving me something to say? You'd better stay where it's cool. 3 generations of Tsuchikage waved. This old man can't stand it. Terumi Mei nodded. I can't stand it either. Gaara didn't speak. Yayoi wanted to do it. Guy sees this as not right. What's the matter? You don't agree when I'm the leader. Then who do you want to come? 3rd generation Tsuchikage coughed twice. This old man is the oldest and has the most experience. The leader of the coalition army is well deserved. The 4th generation of Reikage laughed when he heard this. You are old and experienced, but what if you die? Kid Reikage, what do you mean? Old man Tsuchikage, you said that you were the oldest, did I hear it wrong? Reikage of the 4th generation looked at the little one with malice. 3 generations of Tsuchikage's nose twitched. I'm too old to be the leader of the allied forces, can you do it? Of course. 4 generations of Reikage looked down on the audience. No one in our village has joined Akatsuki, so it's a matter of course for me to be the leader of the coalition. I'm afraid this won't work. The sudden objection interrupted Reikage's fantasy. Mifune coughed and said, I'm sorry, Lord Reikage, your temper and character are really not suitable for the leader of the coalition army. Led everyone to a dead end. Quote. Mifune glanced at the dilapidated venue, and the meaning he wanted to express was self-evident. Then who did you say? Kid Kazekage, or girl Mizukage? Kazekage-sama is too young to convince the public, and Sunagaku's affairs are enough for him to be busy, not an ideal candidate. As for Mizukage-sama, Akatsuki was born in Kurigakure, and the intelligence problem is worrying. In addition, it also involves spies, nor is it suitable. Then what do you mean? The 6th generation of Hokage is not good, and my temper is not good. The 3rd generation of Tsuchikage is older, the 5th generation of Kazekage is younger, and the last Mizukage is not good. Who should be the leader of the coalition forces? A series of babbled and sung words spit out, and the 4th generation Reikage picked up his arms. Mifune coughed lightly and said, because considering the disputes between the various hidden villages, if any party is the leader of the coalition army, there may be disputes, so. Do you want to be yourself? No, as a neutral nation, we don't get in on something like this. I mean her. Suddenly turning his eyes to the 2nd floor, Mifune raised his hand and pointed at Senju Tsunade. The chick playing with slugs. 3rd generation of Tsuchikage crooked his neck and declined to comment. 4 generations of Reikage pouted and did not speak. If it's Princess Tsunade, we, Kurigakure, agree. Terumi Mei's eyes lit up, and she gave Liamong a wink without a trace. Gaara nodded slightly. Sunagakure is fine. So it's your turn, Konoha, Rock, Cloud, what do you mean? Aha, well, Master Tsunade is the leader, that's Master Reikage, Master Tsuchikage, what do you mean? The words turned abruptly, and Might Guy played the trick of pretending to be crazy and selling stupid again. 3 generations of Tsuchikage's turbid old eyes flashed with light. The little girl who plays with slugs does not belong to any hidden village now. Who will be convinced if she is the leader of the coalition forces? That's right, we at Kumogakure are here just to clarify the problem. It has nothing to do with us. Lord Reikage, Akatsuki's goal is the whole world, and you can't stay out of it. Hearing the quarrel below Bahuo wrapping himself in, Senju Tsunade slammed his fist over the platform. Have you finished your fight? When did this princess say that I want to be your leader? Don't be sentimental there. 7 and 5, there are still 2 chapters. The Cloud continues to work hard, aim. Text Chapter 305 _ The Son of Vengeance arrives. Slug playing chick. Princess Tsunade. Tsunadeheim. 3 different names, from the shadows of 5 villages. Seeing the gazes of men, women and children from below, Senju Tsunade thought to himself, if you want this princess to be the leader, this princess has to be the leader, and that princess has no face. The leader or something, let him die. Princess Tsunade, please consider carefully. At this critical moment, it is the time for you to step out. Needless to say, it's inappropriate for this princess to say it's inappropriate. Since none of you are willing to be the one, let me be the one. Who? Chishushua turned their heads to look at the shadows, everyone just turned their heads, and there was another change behind them. The monster that broke out of the ground, White Fang, is like a flat saw, and the half-body that looks like a fire is tangled and tangled. Who else could it be if it wasn't White Zetsu? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to introduce myself. My Lord Akatsuki, Intelligence Officer, White Zetsu of Akatsuki, salutes you all. Leave this to me. The words were finished, the person came first, and the 4th generation Reikage lifted White Zetsu up with a slap on his neck and looked at the darkness. Nice speed, really fast. With 2 slaps, the dark yellow Uzumaki-like mask was revealed, and Ah-Fei, who had only one eye, tilted his neck. White Zetsu in his hand was thrown to the ground, and Reikage killed him instantly. Everyone in Akatsuki should be damned. The shining thunderlight passed through the body of nothingness. Ah-Fei did not hurt a single hair. Today's protagonist is not me, the son of revenge is advancing. The shadows of the 5 kingdoms, open your eyes to see clearly, your existence is for the world after all. What did you bring? Revenge has begun. The illusory body shrank to the one-eyed like a vortex on the sea surface, and Ah-Fei's sudden departure was strange. The fourth generation Hokage, who was slammed into the air, looked at the sky, and then looked at the ground, and the dead white Zetsu seemed to be laughing. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. What did he mean by just saying? What son of vengeance? Sky, flying snow, fire clouds on black background. Only by unifying the world can we usher in true peace and well-being. As a god, it is necessary for me to steer the world in the right direction. Suffering is only temporary, but happiness is forever. For eternal happiness, temporary suffering will become necessary. God said, the world will go to peace. You will meet death. God Luo Tianzheng. The figure floating high in the sky, the wind blowing his hair, standing in the sky and looking at the ground, Sanlang Mountain is but a slap. 6 Paths Pain, Akatsuki, S0, Heavenly Path Verdict. When Shinra Tensei Almighty Push hit the ground, everyone in the venue was shocked. In the face of this terrorist attack like a natural disaster, everything is given for nothing. Don't run around. 100 Blossoms Ultimate Chi Mask. If you have any means of defense, use it all at once. The defensive barrier that came out through the body wrapped everyone in it like an upside-down sea bowl, and the flowing eyes raised their heads sternly. The rumbling rubble smashed into pieces and disintegrated, and the golden enchantment surging with thunder light kept flashing ripples. Sweden, Water Style, Water Formation Wall. Yoden, Lava Style, the art of dissolving monsters. Doden, Earth Style, Earth Core Movement. First water, then soil, plus a dark green strange solution. The 5th generation of Mizukage and the 3rd generation of Tsuchikage ninjutsu fell, and others followed suit. What about this wall and that escape? Everything that can be pushed up will be pushed up, and if you can't push it, you will not be able to do it. Come on. Quick. Make it work. What are you doing standing there stupidly? I am a physique type ninja. What about the one over there? I am a medical ninja. Fake, don't you have a ninjutsu type? Come and help. Mokuden, Wood Style, 4-pillar prison technique. Looking at the roof, he couldn't resist, and Yamato Tianzang made his move. It was a big help when he released the rotten wood, and the tree poles that rose from the ground passed through the crowd and gathered together above their heads. With this powerful ninjutsu support, everyone finally breathed a sigh of relief. Saved. What happened? It's so dangerous, I almost lost my life. He coded it, and I will apply for retirement when I go back. Karen. Hope. Green. Hinata. Reacted and called out 4 names. Byakugan added his perception and inquired about the information. The little secretary was startled as soon as she raised her head, and even more shocked than her was the one-eyed dragon Onion. It's that guy. Who? The leader of Akatsuki who attacked Kurigakure Konoha, a madman who calls himself a god. What? It's him. Was that move just now by Shinra Tensei Almighty Push? Let the rotten wood escape that boy, and quickly make away. We must hurry up and return to the ground. No, I'm out of strength. Yamato Tianzang was panting, leaning on his knees, as if he had been fished out of the water. What a piece of junk. Seeing Yamato's appearance, the 4th generation Hokage kicked the stones in anger. A rotten wood escape is a rotten wood escape, and it is really unreliable. Forget it, it seems that I have to rely on me. Myself. Wait, Kid Hokage, what do you want to do? 3rd generation of Tsuchikage looked at Yi-Yi's whole body, and suddenly had a bad feeling. Rush out, of course. Fake, you idiot. Saying a word, he leapt up like a cannonball, and the 4th Hokage turned into a sharp arrow and passed through the defense. It doesn't matter what he wears, the big guy's previous efforts are all in vain, and he is about to finish playing with the creaking roof. Tsuchikage with a pouting beard raised his head, pointed at the hole twice, and bit the mouth full of old kiba and folded his hands. If you want to go crazy, then go crazy together. Jinten Particle Style, Split Detachment of the Primitive World Technique. Open it to my husband. The transparent square barrier that was so large to the extreme wrapped the piled-up gravel on the top of the head. After a flash, it shattered into nothingness. The sun is shining brightly, and the 4 generations of Reikage that have been killed before are releasing dogs, male dogs, female dogs. Where did these dogs come from? Those are psychic beasts. Watch out for sneak attacks. Fighting more and more hellhounds, the 4th generation Reikage, who was surrounded by Wangchang and Chakra, lost his mind. When he first came up, there was only one thing, but now he was aiming at dozens of them. 1 punch becomes 2, and 1 kick becomes 3. Is there anything more shameless than this in the world? Seeing that the 4th generation Reikage wanted to do something but didn't dare to do it, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage touched Yuhi's nose and scolded him. Impulsivity is the devil, Reikage boy, take it slow. 7th and 6th, Union will update the book first. Brothers and sisters who are interested can come and have a look. The Rise of the Infinite Comprehensive Fat Man, asks for support, asks for flowers, and takes aim. Text chapter 306 _ condemn you and others in the name of God. It's really a terrifying method. Interesting academy. Looking at the crowded venue from a distance, Kisame Hoshigaki showed Kiba, a shark shaped like a razor blade. Sasori of the Red Sand died in battle, Hidan Kakuzu perished, Uchiha Itachi was in the hands of his younger brother, and Deidara was recently lost. What do I think these do? Shaking his head to expel his thoughts, the ghost shark sank into the ground against the broadsword. Tsuchikage flying off the ground was facing the air, and white flowers lit up between his hands. Jintan particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. The square enchantment that Zio appeared covered towards the stationed heavenly path pane, and the 2-day scale Onoki sneered. It's Grandpa's trick. That guy is dead. Seeing the heavenly path pane wrapped in the barrier, Kurathashi jumped up excitedly. Come on, Grandpa, you are the best grandpa. This bad old man, he is so old and likes to show his power so much. His head and looking at the 3rd generation Tsuchikage, the 4th generation Reikage snorted coldly while dodging the group of dogs. The purple-black Rinnegan looked at Onoki with Yuhi's nose through the barrier, and Pain said silently, humans will never defeat God. The arrogant junior, dare to speak stubbornly when death is imminent, turn the old man into ions. Ping! The barrier shattered, and the sneer of 3 generations of Tsuchikage came from the empty sky. This is the leader of Akatsuki. It's too simple. Hey, old man, what are you pretending to be there? Come down and help, that guy isn't dead yet. What? Not dead yet. Is Jintan particle style still alive? Idiot old guy, have you seen the master die and the psychic beast still alive? A group of mad dogs were chasing him, and the 4th generation Reikage ran and scolded him. Facing such a monster that he fought more and more, no matter how talented he was, it would be for nothing. Interesting academy. Get rid of them quickly with your slow technique. Kumogakur boy, are you ordering this old man? Turning his head to look at the shouting 4th Reikage, the 3rd Tsuchikage was very dissatisfied. Is a senior, a terrible 2-day scale Onoki. You, a junior, also gave orders to the old man. Who do you think you are? Okay, old man Tsuchikage, how long do you have to wait to get rid of them? Be careful, someone is coming over there. There was no ghost in the open ground, and everyone was stunned by Hinata's little secretary's shout. What happened? Enemy. Where is the enemy? Underground. Looking down at the ground, everyone was wondering when the 2 warriors standing in front flew out. A big tongue that was licked and covered with leprosy was shot like a sharp arrow. Spread. All spread out. In times of crisis, there are all kinds of tricks. The Avatar's chaotic skills came one after another, and he retreated to a safe distance to concentrate, and a large lizard with green skin and protruding eyes appeared in his eyes. This is a psychic beast that is more than 10 meters high and more than 50 meters long. The woman standing on the top of the head is a black fire cloud robe floating, orange embroidered hair hanging down, and a white face symmetrically wearing an iron rod. People feel a pain in the ass when they see it. Pain 6 paths on the animal path. Psychic. With a single palm shot, a large thick fog burst into the void, and the howling cold wind mixed with flying snow drifted past, and 5 figures were slowly revealed. Looking at Heavenly Path Pain who was leading the way, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage was startled. This is impossible, wasn't that guy dead just now? Man can never defeat God. Raised his purple-blue nails and pointed at the old man Tsuchikage. Heavenly Path Pain's tone was always so calm that people wanted to beat him. Kankuro said he was very upset. Karui said she was also not happy. Karafashi jumped and ran over to propose, or let's blow him up. Bombed him. Kankalong Karui was a little confused. Karafashi smiled and took out a big bomb from behind. The silver, white metal casing had a big exclamation mark on it. It was not a good thing at first glance. This thing's been ringing, do you two want to hear it? Kuretsuchi, don't mess around. With his hands behind his back to stop his granddaughter who wanted to step forward, the 3rd generation Tsuchikage realized that something was going on. The general of the Kingdom of Iron looked around at the venue that was completely in ruins, and asked with a strong temper, did you do that attack just now? Mortal hatred. What a humble thing. Bastard, don't speak in that high-spirited tone. Wanton destruction of other people's existence has become evil. You are not qualified to be called a god. Heavenly Path Pain looked at the 3 ships indifferently. How can you understand the greatness of God as small as you are? It is God's original intention to exchange temporary sacrifice for eternal peace. Let your lives stop the war. Kill them, God's verdict. In the name of pain, sentence you and others guilty. Kill. Strange arm rocket. The bent elbow fired more than 10 bullets in a row. Knowing the benefits of this thing, he winked at his own people and ran away. The rumble of fire started the prelude to the war, and Pain 6 Paths brazenly launched an attack on the 5 shadows. Will he succeed? Looking at the battlefield from a distance, the white Setsu of Akatsuki who broke out of the ground showed half of his body, and Ah-Fei sat on the stone with 1 foot bent and 1 foot drooping, dragging his chin. His one eye couldn't tell the complexity. He's dead if he succeeds or not. This is the path he chose. He's strong. Yes, but he's just as stupid. That kind of thing should be called a dream. White Setsu sighed. His milky face was indescribably strange. Afilu's one-eyed outside showed a little sneer. Dreams are always dreams. I never believe in dreams. My dreams have long since died. Therefore, I only believe in strength. Only absolute strength can accomplish my goals. But some things can never be undone. Dreams, ridiculous things. Quote. More than 10 psychic beasts jumped out of the thick fog in a row. Bulls with wings, strange birds with big mouths, giant crabs blowing bubbles, centipedes with 100 feet, pandas eating bamboo, all kinds of strange things. The only thing that is not strange is their eyes. The purple-black Rinnegan, anyone who sees it has to throw a pestle. These people have to be separated. It's not going to go on like this. 7th and 5th, the cloud continues to work hard. Everyone cheers. The chassis fan is buzzing and screaming. I don't know what's wrong. Find time to take a look. Text Chapter 307_substitution is strongly requested. The ninjutsu was absorbed, the weapon was thrown into the air, and the hell in the human world caught whoever died and whoever died. In less than half a minute of fighting, more than 10 ninja warriors died under Pain 6 Paths. Interesting Academy first release. You know these are not belly. The belly has long since died in the forehand of the previous Shinra Tensei Almighty Push. Are toxins ineffective against these guys? Another attack was fruitless, and cold sweat broke out on Kankuro's gaudy face. He mainly faced Shiradao, who was also a puppet master during his lifetime. 3 heads and 6 arms, with a long knife on the back, the strange weapon shaped like a broad-blade giant sword is full of barbs, and it swings around flexibly. The ninjas who want to get close are all pushed to the side. Like a fatal sign. What's even more speechless is that this thing also has an automatic tracking system for him. Dude, are you from Gundam? We don't like high tech. You see, everyone is a kunai shuriken. Why are you so embarrassed to use a firearm? And he used a missile to aim at it. You say you still want face. Do you say you still want FEIs? He aimed. You still let it go. Kukusho pressed Matsuri again to make a killing move, and every time the rocket of the strange arm was fired, it could be leveled. Although with the current strength of the survivors, they may not die, but no one can stand it. The crows and black ants that Kankuro summoned first have all been turned into tatters, and the Sanjiao fish has also become a lame cripple. The only thing that can be used now is the husk of Sasori of the red sand. However, it was obvious that Kankuro couldn't use this puppet's maximum power. Compared to when Sasori used it himself, it was a formidable difference. Catch that guy. Futon, wind style, Itachi. Kaden, fire style, big flame bullet. More than a dozen ninjutsu techniques flew into the air in a row, and the animal path that rode around on a psychic beast just couldn't be beaten. When any companion is in danger, she will recruit psychics, and she has rescued the human realm, which was mainly targeted by everyone, 3 times, and the hell realm as many as 5 times. Separate them. Another ninja shouted the previous words, but the words were light, but it was impossible to do. With the realm of beasts, dividing the battle is a joke. The realm of hell does not die, and the other 5 realms can regenerate indefinitely. And there is a more terrible point of Liamong not to mention, even if it is slaughtered first, it is useless. Uzumaki Nagato itself can also summon Yama, and after repairing it, it is channeled from the animal path, which is the undead ring. Saying 1,000, saying 10,000, still have to destroy these 2 guys. But, it's almost impossible. 6 paths pain with the same heart, Rinnegan without dead ends. Demonic illusion is ineffective, ninjutsu absorption, taijutsu, well, this thing seems to be useful, but the premise is not to let people catch it. There are already several unlucky ghosts trying it out. How much? When did your mother and your father born you? What's the name of your grandmother's grandmother? Don't answer his questions. Idiot, it's all said. Answer wrong. Picking up a quack in one hand is cold, and the Hell Road asks a question once and kills a person. In comparison, the human way is simpler. Whoever catches the brain will be finished. Boss, why are you running? Stop this nonsense. Looking back at the raging battlefield, Liamong pulled all his people out. As soon as they moved here, the rest of the family also became crooked. Gara Kankuro is just 2 people, ready to retreat at any time. Terumi Mei and his party are no more than 3. Konoha and Kumogakure, who had the most staff, were suffering, and pain took care of them the most. Bastard, I fought these monsters. Beast Ninja Anthropomorphic Ninja. Shadow Clone 3-Headed Wolf. Shadow Clone, which was separated from several consecutive family secret arts, was stacked into building blocks. After the completed Inazuka Kiba screamed, it turned into a giant wolf with 3 heads. Aburame Shino quietly found a corner, Wuyaya released the bug, Kurenai Yuhimite ga Yamato and Tenzo also had their own unique tricks. Hinata, Karen, it's over to you, find out the location of Uzumaki Nagato. Running to the edge of the battlefield, he turned around suddenly, looked at the 4 directions with alertness, and opened his consciousness to the maximum. Compared with the ability of the 2 girls, this thing is like a sniper. One has a range, and the other can exceed 0. Look carefully, he must be approaching. Previously, Kurigakure's revenge had to be avenged, and Liamong gave up when he saw pain, and he must kill Uzumaki Nagato. As for the 6 paths below, let them play by themselves. Nagato is immortal, pain is infinite. There. Closing his eyes for a moment and then turning around, Karen turned to look northwest. Hinata confirms numbers. I also discovered that there are 2 enemies, one of which is very large in chakra. That's right, how about Tsunade-san? Go crazy together for a while. What about them? Senju Tsunade frowned and glanced at the rest of the girls. Liamong smiled confidently. Originally the best way is to let them leave with reverse psychic, but now there is no need to hurry, let's take off. West wind. Morning dew. Brother, be careful. Tsunade-sama, please be careful. Let's go. With a slap on the back of Naruto's head, he charged forward, although Liamong didn't believe in fate, but the ready-made guy didn't need to be too sorry for himself. Strange things may happen, and the darling who is favored by the power of the world always has inexplicable luck. Ellipsis. Uzumaki Naruto So does Uzumaki Nagato. Aren't you going to help them? You're so ruthless. How can you be any better than me? Only when he is dead can our plan go smoothly. White Zetsu creaked his mouth open and closed. I really want to repay his corpse, it must be very delicious. Afei was disgusted. Put away your disgusting appearance, let's go back. Where's Yoshio? Leave it to the ghost shark. Even if the Jinchuriki column force dies, the tailed beast will come back to life. That guy is a real ninja. Little ripples spread out with the wave of the arm, and White Zetsu saw Afei leave, sinking into the ground boringly. In the battlefield, the battle between the 5 shadows and 6 paths pain has been approaching sublimation. Bastard, these guys are endless, die for Lao Su. It wasn't a cool fight at all. The old man will kill them one by one. Aha, let our youth boil. Night Moon Eye. Onoki. Terumi Mei. Gaara. This idiot is our comrade. He aimed, did he make a mistake? Director, we ask for a substitution. In the 6th chapter of the 7th update, brothers and sisters ask for support. Union will go to get the new book first, and then go back and continue to the 7th chapter, The Rise of the Infinite Comprehensive Fatty, if you are interested. Text Chapter 308_ I am happy and proud. The world of Hokage is a crazy world, and there are many people with chunibile diseases in this world. Such as OSS Uchiha Madara, such as 2 boss Uzumaki Nagato, 3 boss Uchiha Generation Soil. In addition, there are many small bosses, and these bosses without exception will have all kinds of magical escape techniques, not to mention Futon, Wind Style, Kaden, Fire Style, Maiden, Shade Style, not to mention Jinten, Particle Style, which is a dazzling thing that can live for a long time in vain. If you really want to talk about it, you can't understand it for 3 days and 2 nights, which one is stronger and which is weaker. However, Lu Meng felt that the sum of these escapes was not as good as a single escape. This escape is proprietary, it is unique, it is domineering. It can tell the dead to be alive, the living to be dead, Zhao Benson to be lame, and Guo Daju to be squeezed. What kind of escape is it? 830 inches is the most invincible, brainless, and most arrogant in the Hokage world. It can make the world go backwards and Jordan can play table tennis. The owner of the mouth escape, Uzumaki Naruto, is also. Then what, Naruto, if something happens, it's all up to you. Don't worry, boss, I'm sure I'll be fine. With a smile, he retracted his gaze and nodded his head, and Liamong let out 2 wicked laughs. Dead boy, you've been tricked. In the Spirit Sea, the Kyuubi 9 Tails fox opened his eyes. Naruto, who was running, was stunned for a moment. Who's counting on me? Just the guy just now. He's my elder brother. It has something to do with him counting you. Kyuubi 9 Tails raised the corners of his mouth contemptuously. Uzumaki Naruto got angry. Stinky fox, stop talking nonsense. Big brother, he won't hurt me. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. Dead boy, you're still young. Kyuubi 9 Tails sighed. Naruto blinked. I believe him anyway. Nagato, someone is coming outside. Conan frowned slightly when he looked at the 3 figures running outside through the barrier. In the dimly lit space, Uzumaki Nagato sat on the metal seat and opened his eyes. It doesn't matter, my body is strong enough to support the battle. It's better to be careful, it's not easy to come here. Legend Sanin Tsunade Heim. The source of trouble is rotten wood. Kyuubi 9 Tails, Ren Jinchuriki, Column Force Uzumaki Naruto. The teacher's teammate is also here. Yeah. Then send her to accompany the teacher, so that the lascivious guy will be alone. But in the end, he is a strong man of the same generation as the teacher. Take the time to prepare. Nagato you. Conan, I don't have much time left. These potions are amazing, but not everything. Looking up at the glass bottle he drank, a strange color flashed in Uzumaki Nagato's eyes. It's ironic to think about beating you with a potion you made, and it's time to learn about a Megakure village. Right here. The mountain wall, which is almost no different from the outside world, reached out and touched, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Senju Tsunade impatiently pulled him aside. What kind of ink is there in this kind of thing? It's over if you don't open it. Heavenly foot of pain. The jade feet raised suddenly were raised above his head, and after a short pause, he slammed down. Is this the rhythm of thunder? It's raining, hurry home and pack your clothes. Senju Tsunade smashed down with one foot, and the rippled barrier didn't matter much. The rock next to it collapsed first, and the rumbling fragments rolled into gourds. When the muffled sound of the ding-ding-ding and the dust and smoke of the clatter diminished slightly, the enchantment that appeared in front of him was no longer effective. Combination of divine powers, Conan, Nagato, an angel, a deity, the stinky can't go through the stinky anymore. But really speaking, Sister Nan is still beautiful, and she is definitely the best choice for Sister Yu. That sad, melancholy and lovable temperament, that charming and eye-catching beautiful face. Of course, in the end, the fiery figure hidden under the sleeves of the robe must be added. This is a woman that people can't forget once they see it, not that she can't forget her beauty, but that special temperament. Seeing a lot of beautiful women, that's what happened. Korean sticks have undergone plastic surgery since the age of 20, and they are still the same bird when they are old, and Lee Hayuri is also the same. The same goes for Sister Nan. Seeing Sister Nan appear, Liamong was excited. The result is good, patronizing Conan, not noticing Nagato. But it's really not surprising that Lu Meng is talking about this matter. Who would leave a beautiful woman to look at a disabled person? Just like Uzumaki Nagato, I'm too sorry for the society. Naruto cried as soon as he saw him. I said, what happened to you, brother? Let the thunder strike or let the crab boil, you look too abstract. Nagato was stunned when he heard it, thinking, who are you? Can you control what I look like? Naruto, who wiped his eyes and wiped his tears, didn't care about that, looked left and right. The one who cried was sad and had a broken lung, and the one who cried was called going to the toilet and didn't consume. Later, Conan couldn't take it anymore and kicked him. Fly. And Tsunade were sluggish by the side for a long time and finally recovered. 4 people, 2 men and 2 women, stood in pairs, Liamong staring at Conan, Conan staring at Tsunade, Tsunade staring at Nagato, Nagato staring at Liuman, all staring at Turn the Wheel. For a long time, Liamong suddenly made a move that shocked everyone, only to see him holding his head high and his chest strutting up, squatting 2 steps and kneeling in front of Conan, hugging his thighs and not letting go. Sister Nan. I love you like the mouse loves rice, and I can't live without you in my life. Conan said, you let go. Liamong told her, if you promise me, I will let go, or if you promise, I will never let go in my life. Conan is in a hurry, why are you shameless? Liamong told her, what are you doing with shame? Sister Nan, haven't you heard that sentence? A tree without bark will die, a person without face is invincible, and a person without shame is invincible in the world. Conan gasped when he heard this. Tsunade looked at him with eyes straight. Uzumaki Nagato was just like his name, he really became Uzumaki. After a while, Conan said anxiously, you let go of your hand. Liamong shakes his head wildly, I won't let go, and I won't let go if I kill him. Conan's silver kiba, who didn't come out after pulling it twice, clenched it tightly and kicked the other foot when he lifted it up. Who knows that this kick doesn't matter? The other leg is also hugged by Liamong, and Liamong said, Sister Nan, you are so kind to me, one leg is not enough, and the other leg is also sent over. I thought that it would be enough for us to have one leg, but now I have 2 legs, I am happy, I am proud. 7 more 7, Union went to sleep. Tomorrow's first night at 9 o'clock, The cloud set the alarm clock at 6 o'clock, aiming at it. This thing can't be done without it. Brothers and sisters, work harder. Text chapter 309 _ You must die quickly. It will be too late if you don't die. The Hu'U'lah's cold wind blew across the border of the snow country and the ruins of the Three Wolf Mountains. Reikage of the fourth generation, who was chased by the dog, said, "Old man Tsuchikage, are you still not helping me as an immortal?" Third generation Tsuchikage said, "Boy Reikage, if you want to help, you will help." The old man has no face. Baidu Interesting Academy, you can run slowly, don't worry, the speed of those mad dogs can't bite you. But you have to be careful, these mad dogs, it looks like you haven't had the rabies vaccine. If you get rabies, tetanus or something, you're screwed. So, you have to be careful and be careful. Old man Tsuchikage, hurry up and get your street sweeper out. Why? Hearing the resentment in the fourth generation Reikage's words, the third generation Tsuchikage snorted, "This old man is a street sweeper, so what are you?" This old man casts spells from a long distance and has enough attack power to fight long distances. It can solve the opponent, it is a noble, it is a glory. What is it like your bristling ninjutsu, jumping and jumping like a gorilla when you are an adult? Do you know, long-range strikes are all masters, and close-range strikes are trash. The fourth generation of Reikage became furious when he heard this. "Okay, you old man Tsuchikage, how dare you call me a waste?" Third generation Tsuchikage pouted. The old man said, "What a waste, you can't do it yourself. Let me tell you, you're not a waste. Why did you get kicked out by a dog? Look at your character." Okay, I call you character, right? What are you doing, Reikage kid? Seeing the fourth generation Reikage running towards him with the dog, the third generation Tsuchikage was angry. You stop for the old man, do you hear me?" Hearing the anxiety in the words of the third generation Tsuchikage, the fourth generation Reikage's beard was curled up, and he pushed back with one sentence, "If you let me stand, I will stand, how shameless I am." Okay, good you Reikage kid, you are ruthless, are you ruthless? It's a pity, the old man can fly, see you, the old man can fly. The old man can fly, Fei, Fei. Dumbfounded, stupid, say you are a waste, can you fly? No, you still want to take a dog to bite me, just your two brushes, you can count me Onoki for 2 days, I am a terrifying third generation Tsuchikage. Interesting, the Academy's premiere. Okay, Grandpa, stop stinking, you won't be able to go home anymore. What's wrong with Kuretsuchi? Hearing his granddaughter's complaint, the third generation Tsuchikage turned to the first question. The quirky Kuretsuchi pointed back, and Onoki was dumbfounded when he turned around. Wait, what is that thing? Ha, old man Tsuchikage, aren't you a nobleman? You are really kneeling now. Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Make the moon. Looking at the dark light and the yellow scum, the three-generation Tsuchikage with puckered beard and brows changed his job to a lower Reba. This can't be done, we have to discuss it. Do it again, do it all over again. Gaara said, this can't be done. Why not? Terumi smiled and said, no way. Third-generation Tsuchikage looked at this from the left, and looked at that from the right. You are cheating on the old man, aren't you? You are jealous, you are aiming at jealousy. Gaara nodded. Lord Tsuchikage, you can rest assured, we will help you deal with the funeral, like erecting a monument and writing a biography, we will find someone to take care of it. Don't worry, we are not short of money. Yes, we are not short of money. Terumi also followed, her eyebrows curled with a smile. You see that you are so old, you should have lived enough, so hurry up and go. The glory of your great death can only be admired by your old status. Think about how glorious it would be if you died here in battle. Ah, the third generation of Tsuchikage died on the first day of the establishment of the Ninja World Alliance, and died in the Three Wolf Mountains of the Snow Country. He made an indelible contribution to the establishment of the Alliance, and at the same time shed his blood to fight against the world's terrorist organizations. We must keep in mind all 3 generations of Tsuchikage have done. His brilliance and history will always be remembered in our hearts. Quote. Sincerely, salute. Come here, hurry up, bow to Lord Tsuchikage. You won't have a chance if you don't bow, so what are you going to do? Follow my command. A bow. 2 bows. 3 bows. Lichung. Okay, Tsuchikage-sama, you can go with confidence and boldness. Mizukage girl, the old man isn't dead yet, so you're going to get this for me. Terumi-mei said, you're not dead now, it doesn't mean you won't be dead in a while, don't you think you're going in soon? Go in. Yeah, Terumi-mei pointed to the sky, you can't get out of that thing if you go in. Iron doors, iron windows, iron chains, don't open your eyes again when you enter. The old man will go in. Aren't you going in? I'm going in. Why should I go in? The 3rd generation Tsuchikage stared and turned into a 0-watt headlight cannon. Terumi-mei asked, aren't you the 3rd generation Tsuchikage? Aang, yes, the old man is the 3rd generation of Tsuchikage. Terumi-mei asked again, aren't you Onoki, the terrifying 2-day scale? Yes, the old man is Onoki. Then why don't you hurry in? Why? Why, depending on the greatness of life and the glory of death. Terumi-mei turned around and glanced at his companions. You old man, see that we have bowed, sprinkled flowers, and saluted. If you don't die, we don't. Is it all in vain? Besides, at such a critical moment, if there is no heavyweight pressing the field, he is not like that. Quote. Look at it, Kage is too young to be suitable, and I am not suitable for being a woman. Guy is mentally ill and no one wants to deal with it. It's just you and Lord Rakage. But you two stand together, you are still old. You have a great reputation for your face, and besides, you have lived a long time, and you should have lived enough. If you die, you will die. Once you die, you will shine for a lifetime. It's worth it. It's worth it. The 3rd generation Tsuchikage raised his beard. It's worth it. Why is it worth it? We are young. Terumi-mei said, of course. Kage hasn't married a wife yet. I haven't found a husband. The 4th generation of Rakage has not given birth to a son. Guy simply doesn't have a wife. And you always have a granddaughter. Who won't you die? Die. It's enough to live so old. Hurry up. If you don't die, you won't be able to catch up with the cars on the road. We are all waiting. Wait, what are you waiting for? Wait for you to die. We will definitely give you a grand funeral when you die of old age. The 5 major countries will hold a funeral for you to show your identity. Haven't you always emphasized that you are a noble? I am honorable to die, and death is honorable to die. 7 Shift 1. The cloud is working hard. Brothers and sisters are rising. Let us fight the present. Text Chapter-301 _ this thing can't be run. That's not it. Heihei168.com. Terumi-mei rolled her eyes at the 3rd generation Tsuchikage charmingly. Yan Yuhi's lips pursed into a moon kiba. You are old and dead, you are more interested in Taishan than a feather, and the ninjas of the 5 kingdoms will not forget it. Yours. Who are you, Onoki, the terrifying 3rd generation Tsuchikage 2-day scale? You see, we are all watching from below. The old man Tsuchikage was getting mad with all the work for nothing, and the appeal of Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, became stronger and stronger. Onoki stared at Terumi-mei, who was smiling in a rage, and really wanted to kick this little girl to death. Your little girl's family is not a thing. Why do you have to call me an old man? Oh, I'm so old, I'll be damned. I have a granddaughter, so I should die, so why don't you get on? Also, he is aiming for no wife and no husband. The old man cares whether you have a wife or a husband, and this old man quits it. 3rd generation of Tsuchikage threw his hands and wanted to run, but Heavenly Path Pain, who made a big move, quit. It's hard to catch one. How can you run away? Bansho Tenon, Universal Pull. Suction force is not enough to make another one. Pain's powerful secret technique cooperates with the gravitational force of Earth's storm star, and Gabang fixed the 3rd generation of Tsuchikage in the air. Smothered Yuhi as if poking a river. The third generation of Tsuchikage's big nose and Yuhi's brain shined brightly, twisted his old face, stared at his old eyes, and his cheeks were shaking and shaking. Shake, not shake. Second shaking, not shaking yet. 3 shakes, quacks, and he screams when he finishes moving. My waist. His arms and legs were stretched out like a thunderclap, and the flashing old Tsuchikage turned into a fried hedgehog in an instant, and all the eye hair, chicken feathers, armpit hair, creaking, and squeaking all over his body were tied together like thorns. Baidu Interesting Academy, especially the gray hair, instantly changed from the Pacific Ocean to the Sea of Pineapple Emperor, from Wumingda to Shujinjiang, the hair was thorny, and it was prickly. Seeing that Grandpa became like this, the quirky little girl Kuratsuchi screamed and bit her fist, and let go of her throat. Grandpa, Grandpa, you have to hold on to Grandpa, Grandpa, what's wrong with you Grandpa? Tsuchikage, who was floating in the air, shuddered twice. Grandpa, Grandpa has flashed to the waist. His hands behind his back and covering his waist, the old man Tsuchikage was covered in white sweat. Heavenly path pain hits the back, it can also make you run. Bansho Tenon, universal pull. The first one can't lead, and then the second one. Tsuchikage, who was twitching in his waist, flew over, screaming, and shouting while flying, let's discuss and discuss, let the old man recover, let the old man recover, you guys too have no virtue of respecting the old and loving the young. Terumi Mei stood at the bottom and said, Tsuchikage-sama, please stop shouting, hurry up, we have even prepared flowers for you. Chojuro, bring the flowers here. Hearing the call, Chojuro ran over with 2 large flower baskets half a meter high. Mizukage-sama, which do you think of these 2? Which one? It has both yellow and white. Yellow and white. Yes, both yellow and white. Then let's give it to him together. It's not easy for Lord Tsuchikage to die once, so we can't be too stingy. But I have to tell you about Changiro. Next time I buy flowers for the dead, you can't buy flowers, you know. Chojuro was surprised. Mizukage-sama, why don't you buy flowers? Terumi Mei patted Chojuro on the head and told him, you are still young, you need to buy paper flowers to buy flowers for the dead, and he can't take them with you. Jujuro suddenly realized, oh, it's like this, Mizukage-sama, I understand, I'll go buy paper flowers now. Terumi Mei instructed him, you should have both yellow and white. Chojuro agreed as he ran, understood, both yellow and white must be available. Third generation of Tsuchikage listened to the question and answer above, and vomited blood before he could inhale the Earth Storm Star. Afterwards, a reporter interviewed the beauty and asked her, it is said that Mr. Onoki was mad at you. Is there such a thing? Terumi Mei didn't give the reporter a good look. Who told you the news? The old man Tsuchikage died at the hands of Pain of Akatsuki. Reporter said, no, they all said that Onoki-sama was mad at you before he became the moon. Terumi Mei was furious when she heard this, and flipped the table on the spot. Which bastard made the rumor about an old lady? Can the old man Tsuchikage vomit blood to prove that he is dead? Then if he goes to the gynecological medical treatment, will he pay him back? Can you get pregnant? Reporter listened to Terumi Mei's drink and asked, and immediately became Sparta. But when he woke up, he leaned over excitedly, Mizukage-sama, can you comment on how Onoki-sama entered the gynecological hospital? When did he enter and when was he born? Terumi Mei looked around, lowered her voice, and whispered to the reporter, this news, I won't tell him to ordinary people. Reporter was anxious, Mizukage-sama, I'm not from the first class, I'm from the second class. Are you really from the second shift? Terumi Mei looked at the reporter curiously. The reporter nodded his head vigorously, yes, I graduated from the second class of the second grade. It was a good time for my graduation. In the September issue of Heavenly Path, they all said that it would be a good day to go out. Sounds auspicious. The September issue, 9, is the second. I said why are you so second, so the second is here. After hearing this, The reporter turned the topic back and asked about the battlefield information that day. Terumi thought about it and told him that when the old man Tsuchikage became the Moon Man, we were all stupid. One of the old ninjas below were dumbfounded. Reporter asked anxiously, what happened next? Next. Yeah, next. Next, after 3 minutes and 12 seconds of careful consideration, we decided to avenge Lord Tsuchikage. Decided to smear oil and run away. No, Lord Mizukage, how can you run away? The reporter's microphone shivered anxiously. Terumi glanced at him. Is there something wrong with us running? That's not right. Lord Tsuchikage has died in battle, how can you run? The reporter said in a fiery tone, at such a critical moment, you should all stand up. Top up. That's right, go up. You top. I top. 7th and 2, brothers and sisters, let's work together with the clouds, a better tomorrow is waiting for us. Today there are 5 more the cloud is powerful. Text chapter 311 _ you are still dying. Pain 6 paths to death outside. Liamong hugged Conan inside the barrier and cried. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. I said mother, I can't live without you. You let go. Conan pushed Liamong hard twice, but Liamong didn't let go until the fool let go. Sister Nan is such a beautiful person, with light blue-purple hair, orange-yellow sad eyes, straight and slender legs. She is very comfortable to hold in her arms, especially her delicate fragrance, which runs her nostrils and eyes towards her head. In the drill, the gods and horses were fascinated by it. Conan lowered his head and looked at Liamong, who refused to let go of life and death, and said, you won't let go, right? If you don't let go, I'll go. The snow-white pieces of paper fluttered from head to toe, and the arms were empty and wept, and the crying was sad, and the tears flowed, one train and one train. Sister Nan, why did you leave, Sister Nan? You can't leave. What should I do if you leave? Conan, get rid of him. Uzumaki Nagato gave the death order after listening to the 3. Liamong, who was lying on the ground crying for his father and mother, became violent when he heard this, and when he got up, he scolded, okay, you are a classic cripple, what do you have to worry about when you say you look like this? You can't fight against women. I'm sorry, I forgot, you can't get into a pit like this. Your legs are broken, your eyes are blind, and the water pipe is bent. I said big brother, you should wash and sleep. Andu's Thunder Fist. Fighter's Nikaido Yuhimaru was used in the form of a cannon. As soon as this side started to work, there was no idle time. Conan and Tsunade fought together, and the fight was flying sand, stone, sun and moon. Senju Tsunade, with his fists and feet, will be ruined wherever he touches, and he will suffer wherever he hits. Originally a good mountain, it turned into 3 in a blink of an eye. There is a gap in the east and a gap in the west. From a distance, it looks like a nod carrot. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is Strange Bowl Rocket. Compared to 6 Paths Pain, Nagato's body is invincible, and Liamong was beaten out without waiting twice. Heihei168.com. Nagato, whose legs and feet are not very convenient, staggered and flew into the air, and the 2 hemp-like legs were crippled. Coupled with that skinny body without 2 or 2 flesh, wow, go, this is still called a person. Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto, where have you died? This guy is handed over to you. Don't worry, boss, I'll go down and change my name first, and I'll help you when I'm done. What did you change your name to? Boss, I don't know which deflated only son engraved my name wrong. I'll go underground and change it, and I'll come out after I change it. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm not in a hurry, your sister. Of Pain 6 Paths and Recruiting Pervert, S. Psychic Golem, Liuman doesn't want to fight Pain to the death. He aimed, aren't you about to hang up, why are you still so fiery? I said big brother, this rhythm is not right. According to the script, as soon as I come in, you will die, how can you still live until now? Nagato said that it is not good to die too early, he has to persevere. Liamong has the heart to die when he hears this. You persist. If you persist for 2 more times, brother will die. No, this pervert thing can't handle it on its own, it has to lead him out of the crowd. 100 Blossoms Nianchi Mask. Dance of Lightning. Sayonara, goodbye, bye-bye, we can't chase after them. Depend on. Didn't you say you can't chase it? Why are you chasing it again? Wiping 2 cold sweats on the cat's waist and running away, Liamong touched the battlefield again like a weasel. Nagato left the chakra launcher, and 6 Paths Pain, who had no support, retreated decisively. Terumi Mei and the others, who were also about to run away, saw it and quickly chased after him. During the pursuit, Konkuro asked Kuretsuchi very strangely. He said, "Sister, aren't you able to fly? Why don't you fly?" This little girl Kurathashi is very old-fashioned. She said, "Brother, you think I'm as stupid as you, isn't it courting death when you fly? That idiot old man of my grandfather has died. If I go up again, won't it be for nothing? I think you are good, brother, why don't you go up?" When Konkuro heard this, he quickly shook his head. "I won't get on." "You are not stupid, am I stupid? At this time, whoever rushes faster will die faster. Captain Samui, our time has come." Yunliu Fujuan. The left hand flew forward from the side of the knife, and Kurui, who had flat-chested Yuhi, launched a charge. Samui's eyes were straight from behind, and Omoi, who couldn't see anyone, said, "According to scientific theorem, the possibility of Kurui returning is infinitely close to 0. Then you're not going to help?" "Captain, it's not that I don't want to help, it's that I can't help. You see she's dead." The kung fu girl who was talking fell down, and Karui was silent like a kite with a broken string. Yuhi's face was smashed and his hands were crippled, most of his body was stained with blood, and Yuhi was about to die. Samui was very excited, and he continued to shoot and shake for a while. "Kurui, wake up, Kurui, wake up. Captain, I can't do it anymore." "Don't talk nonsense, you can do it for sure." "I really can't do it." With a weak smile, Karui's eyes gradually dimmed. A few Kumogakure around were nervous. Just when the big guy thought she was going to die, Kurui opened her eyes again. "For the sake of my dying, don't forget to burn me paper." Samui said, "Don't worry, I won't give you any worse during the festivals." Kurui blinked. "I want 2 more clothes." Samui told her it was fine. Karui also said that she wanted Chanel's, which she had never worn in her life. Samui bit Kiba. "Okay, Chanel is char." Karui was moved. "Captain, you are so kind." Samui said with blood dripping in his heart, "Who made me your captain? You're dying, so with such a small request, how can you be the captain?" Kurui cried, tears streaming down her face. She cried, and Samui cried too. After crying, Kurui said, "Captain, since you are so funny, I'm welcome. You see, I don't have anything to watch when I go down, or you can give me another watch, Cartier's." Samui hugged her for a long time without saying a word. Karui was anxious. "Captain, why don't you speak?" Samui patted Karui on the shoulder. "You should still die. If you don't die, I will die. On the 7th day of the 3rd day, Union will continue to work hard, and brothers and sisters will work together. There will be an outbreak tomorrow, and strive for 20,000, that is, more." Text chapter 312 Where did that guy go? Kurui's death was just the beginning, not the end. When Liamong shouted that it was raining, and everyone rushed out to fight the boss, Uzumaki Nagato appeared in front of everyone. "Interesting academy. Is this his body? So ugly. Really long. Much uglier than Grandpa. The gray-black skin is wrinkled, and the face is emaciated. The more he looks like a mythical beast. Legend has it that there lived a group of monsters called grass mud horses on the Malago Prairie. Uzumaki Nagato was not much different from this thing. Celestial river crabs were their natural enemies, and the grass under the sun was their food. The worst thing is that there is sun and grass in Hokage, and there are no river crabs in his sight. Uzumaki Nagato is invincible, he is really invincible. Heavenly Path in the front, hungry and evil in the back, the human world on the left, hell on the right, with a beast on top, Axio on the bottom, a big wheel in all directions, no one can do anything about it. Liamong, who ran far away, looked back, and changed his job to become a Spartan berserker. This is unscientific, you have left the chair, how can these 6 guys still move? The Jinchuriki column was plugged into the back, and the top of his head was struck by lightning. Uzumaki Nagato's strange appearance can scare people half to death. The wind is blowing in Sanlang Mountain, and it is cool and whizzing. When the wind blows, the snowflakes fall down, and the cruel battlefield is decorated with a chilling beauty. Liamong looked at Uzumaki Nagato like that, and felt a chill in his heart. There was a mistake in the plan, and it would not be a problem if it was just dealing with Nagato. If you want to kill a lame and disabled person, there are some tricks, and it is an excellent choice to hit a sap. Okay now, isn't this killing people? Not to mention the appearance of the main body, the 6 clones have not fallen yet. It's bloody, it's bloody. Interesting academy. Little friend, where did you bring him out? Turned his head to look at Hirumi Mei. Liamong's mouth was bitter. Where did I bring him out? Do you think I want to? Okay, sister, hurry up and find a way to kill him. Kill him, come on. Hirumi Mei rolled her eyes. Liamong shrugged his shoulders with a dry smile. Let's come with the big guys. You are all people with ID cards. Which round will you get me? Right, Lord Rakage. With Lao Su here, of course I don't need you. The barrel of gunpowder was almost empty. Hearing Rakage say this, Liamong smiled. Okay, the big guy is all up to you. Dig a hole, fill it with soil, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir Rakage, are you here? The 7 in 1 were linked together, and the 6 paths Pain and Nagato, who were drifting in the snow, suddenly launched an attack. Before God, mortals are not qualified to stand, all kneel down for me Shinra Tensai, almighty push. And licked the face of the zombie. Heavenly Path Pain's lower hands smashed the snow into pieces. The 2 warriors of the Iron Kingdom who were not in a hurry to dodge were out of luck. They were crushed into cans without even screaming. The little girl Karafashi bit her fingers and asked something that made Mifune vomit blood. How much is this thing, and does it come with a discount? Heavenly Path was arrogant, and Shira Road followed, and the roaring rockets collapsed and flew away countless rocks and debris, and the only remaining ruins of the country of iron were gone in the blink of an eye. Looking around, except for a ring-shaped pit with a radius of several hundred meters, there is no trace of existence. The sky is snowing again, the snowflakes are more and more, and the storm is blowing and colder. In the cold wind of howling ghosts, Yuhi-colored fire, blue thunder, and dark yellow soil were one after another. Samui Omoi, who wanted to avenge Karui, quietly touched his back and launched a surprise attack from left to right. But these 2 drowning guys seem to have forgotten that Rinnegan has no dead ends. Not to mention the 6 paths Pain and Nagato's main body, the summoned beasts that are only 30 to 50 meters long have many young and old, and it is better to be stared at by so many eyes. Yunli Ulixia slash. Cloud flow flash. The staggered ninja knives slashed towards the neck of the vest, and Samui Omoi's smile remained on his face forever. One blow, just one blow, the repulsive and gravitational force of the positive and negative crushed them into crumbs. The blood and bones collapsed, the fresh Yuhi was sprayed with pale white, and the few ninjas who were close all vomited. Broken, broken. The almost dehumanized corpse fell to the ground, and the 4th generation Rakage's face was black, like a flashlight, and his eyes glowed green. Go away for me. Leiwa pierced forward in the right hand with the arm guard, and Rakage, who had unfolded again, smashed the Shira Road into the air, and before it landed, countless parts collapsed. Quickly kill them and get on together. Go. Kill them. Avenge the brothers. Xiao Yuhi, Xiao Huang, Xiao Bai, you are watching from the sky, Lao Su will avenge you. Mind bomb. The body that fell into the air grabbed the waist and turned his head down, and Raikage's eyes showed a ferocious look. What about lousy? The two big slaps that were about to be smashed spread out in front of him, and the fourth generation of Raikage lost the complex of the Asura Road. Yama, who was invisible to ordinary people, called out and threw the damaged body inside, and after a while, he came out alive again. The ninjas who were preparing to encircle Europe were dumbfounded. Is there still a fight in this battle? Resurrection as soon as he was killed, but let people pass by. Destroy that square face, and if you kill him, you won't be able to revive. Thinking of the information he had obtained earlier, Terumi pointed to the Hell Road. Liamong reminded with a bitter face, it's useless to kill him now, there's still a Nagato. Six Paths puppet invented by Nagato. As long as the body still has chakra, you can fight infinitely. Is there anything more shameless than this? Centipedes with yellow shit rumbled out of the ground, giant pandas waved copper bamboos, bulls, lizards, and countless vicious dogs. Looking at these things, my claws became numb. I said, Uncle Raikage, where did you get these dogs? And let's not let people live. What's the matter with me, old man Tsuchikage? Are they blaming me for not taking care of them? With a middle finger from hell, Onoki's ghost cursed at the old lady. Raikage boy, wait for the old man, wait for the old man to go back, and see that the old man will not kill you. Where's Sasuke Uchiha? The old man Tsuchikage pulled the car, and Liuman thought of Ursuke again. Looking around, everyone was stunned. Sasuke is gone. 7 shifts and 4, there are still 3 chapters. The cloud is working hard to finish writing and sleeping as soon as possible, and it will break out tomorrow. Text Chapter-301-320 won't let you fight alone again. Onoki, the third generation of Tsuchikage, died in battle in 2 days, and the second classmate unexpectedly disappeared. Heihei168.com lost the means of one-hit kill, and trying to kill the group of hellhounds became extremely troublesome. Who will do it? The big guys looked at each other, and a teenager stood up. Leave it to me. The dark panda eyes looked at the psychic beasts around, and Gaara took over the burden. Both hands pressed down, the sand sea rising from the ground rushed into the air, and the war started again. Psychic Beast was besieged by the sand waves. Pain Nagato didn't notice, his eyes were calm like a quiet lake. Separate them. A shout was thrown out of the net, and Liamong opened the prelude to the war. The azure blue energy web with undercuts came into view, and Heavenly Path Pain stretched out his right hand. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. It's now, everyone, hurry up. It's useless. The Shinra of Heavenly Path Pain is over, and there is Shinra of Uzumaki Nagato, 2 people who have the same heart and soul together perfectly. 5 seconds into seconds, can people still live? The inexorable ability shows the terrifying murderous intention. Several attacks were unsuccessful, and the ninja warriors fell again. This unfortunate conqueror was almost cut in the middle by Shiradao. Compared with his luck, the guards of the 4th generation Raikage were beaten a lot. That sentient medical ninja named Shi was hit by a bomb like he stepped on shit, and his legs and left half of his body were smashed to pieces. The big guy is gone. Encountering this kind of inexplicable enemy, there is absolutely no way to do it. The fastest 4th generation Raikage keeps surrounding 6 paths and wants to start. But every time they would be forced to retreat, and the blood of the great beauty did not play any role. With the presence of twin Shinra, it turned into nothingness without waiting to be surrounded. As for ordinary ninjutsu, it's not enough for a hungry ghost to stuff Kiba's seam. Nagato suddenly opened his mouth, and the hoarse voice was able to make a person angry. In the presence of God, mortals do nothing. Damn, it's such a high-pitched tone again, he really thinks he is a god. Interesting Academy first release. Puppet live drama thousands of machines. Flat Eye Butterfly Shining Liberation. Gale Style, Storm Style, Black Madara Difference. My blood is able to paralyze people, seize the opportunity. The big lips parted and the white bangs were lifted, and Tarui stretched out his 5 fingers and ripped his throat. When everyone hears this, what are you waiting for? Go. Fuck him. Fix these nasty guys. All gods and gods must die. Raiden, Thunder Style, Suiten, Water Style, Futon, Wind Style, all the messy ninjutsu was thrown in the past. Uzumaki Nagato still looks like he is about to die, and I will defeat the enemy with one move if you change anything. Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, who can attack and defend without any dead ends, once again let people know what despair is. In the eyes of God, you are like an ant. Asshole. How can I kill this guy? Brother. Fu-kun. Stinky boy. What are you doing down here? The figure that floated from the sky behind him fell to the ground, and Enko Tamari Hanada shook his head. We're not going to let you fight down there by yourself. Once was enough, this time we decided to come together. Brother, please don't reject us. I can't lose face in front of the people I like. Escape is not Sunagaku ninja style. Fu-kun, please respect our choice. You. What a bunch of crazy women. Both moved and angry, Liamong really didn't want to let the 3 female ginseng get involved in such troublesome things. But right now. Be safe. Don't underestimate us, Miss Enko, we can start. Haishuyu Shenwei. Psychic. Hey, contract girl, can you stop us from doing such a dangerous thing? Are you calling me? Big Cat, it's up to you. He raised his palm and scratched his chin. During the time he stayed in the pinecone forest, Enko had already figured out the habits of these big raccoons. A raccoon is a lynx, and a lynx is a raccoon. These things in domestic cats have the same virtue. The long-tailed big cat squinted his eyes and whimpered twice in enjoyment. But when it sees what's around it, it quits immediately. Little girl, what is this place? The yellow sand in the sky is surrounded by giant beasts, and Mukuro can be seen everywhere. An arm is lost in the east, a thigh is left in the west, and the dark yuhi is mixed with gray, mud and blood, which is extremely dazzling. The long-tailed cat looked at these things, and all the hair on his body exploded. Enko pinched his waist and gave a 5 bag of grilled fish fillets. The big cat stretched out its paws and patted on the ground. Enko was annoyed by the number, most. No, don't do it without it. How much I add, how much you subtract. Enko was helpless, all right. The long-tailed big cat curled one paw. Enko was dying of anger. I said, what about you? That won't work. Don't think I don't know. Your human mouths are used to curse people. Look at it. When did cats become so smart? After negotiating the conditions and walking to the front, the long-tailed big cat suddenly regretted, and it may have been less just now. We use the wind, you use the fire. The 8 bouncing ferrets stood beside the shoulders against the broadsword, and the long-tailed cat nodded with both ears open. We only have a chance to strike, so run away immediately. I know, you're so long-winded, let's get started. Kaden Fire Style Pine Fire Bomb. The pine tree fruit collected from the pine cone forest spit out the oil of the pine tree. It is said to be Kaden Fire Style, but in fact, this thing sprays out sticky explosives. Like hot asphalt, whoever encounters is unlucky. The long-tailed cat made his move, and Hachiko was not idle, and when he resisted the big sword, it turned into a strong wind. As elves born in the wind, these little guys cheered and jumped, surrounded the pine cone oil bullets, and changed the color from dark yuhi to golden white in a blink of an eye. The fruit, encased in turpentine, exploded, and the cracked core shot at 6 paths with a splash of oil. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. It was the blood-spitting ninjutsu again, and Kaden Fire Style, who was shot in front of him, was forced to scatter around. Did it fail again? Do not. Enko and Tamari have long been optimistic about it. Pain Nagato's ninjutsu looks invincible at first glance, but it is not without flaws. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is not a continuous ninjutsu. Although it can deflect all attacks at once, it cannot be maintained for a long time, so there is a chance. Quick, throw anything in there, there's only one chance. More 5, the cloud rested, got up and continued, and slept for an hour. Text chapter 314 An unreachable dream. Mortals, your ignorance is ridiculous. The sticky pine resin, various ninja tools, and miscellaneous attacks were all sucked in by Earth's storm star. Seeing this weird trick again, Lu Meng rolled his eyes. Showing that the enemy is unprepared to attack it with weakness, it is time to solve it. A small colorless crystal block quietly turned into nothingness, and a dazzling brilliance appeared on the battlefield. The cold wind was silent, and Bai Shui sighed for it, as if he had transformed into an epic hero who shot a sharp arrow, dashing back and forth 7 times at a speed that broke the sound barrier. 7 attacks, 7 whistles, and the burning ground was scratched with a giant Yuhex by Dark Yuhi's lava, like a primary school student's reward for writing a wrong homework. Will it work? Good pervert speed. Very strong attack. This kid has been hiding all this time. Hu with panting and holding down his knees, the extreme martial arts he reluctantly used was a huge burden. Liamong opened his eyes, and along with Liamong, there was Conan in the smoke. Your gigantic power is ineffective against me, teacher's teammate. I want to say one thing to you. Don't mention that toad to me. Sunadiheim shook off her ponytails and twisted her wrists while standing in the smoke. His wings fluttered slowly, hula hula, and sadness flashed in Conan's melancholy eyes. I thought you who have suffered the same way can understand, but now it seems that you can't. Baidu Interesting Academy. Little girl playing with paper, what are you talking about? God's will, I thought you could understand God's will. Conan floated quietly in the air. There is enough suffering in the world, people are driven by profit to commit countless sins, and countless families are torn apart. Children, losing parents, wives losing husbands, hunger and cold, suffering and separation. Those who are filled with hatred will raise the butcher knife again and repeat this cruel cycle. Quote. What are you talking about with these boring things? Senju Tsunade glanced at Conan lightly, and simply found a stone and sat down. Don't you want to end it all? It's over, what joke are you talking about? Tsunade looked up. People's stances are different, and countries are different. So, what's the end? Teacher Jiraiya once said that if people in the world can understand each other, the world will go to peace. That toad still said something like that. Senju Tsunade folded his arms, and the out-of-tune teammate appeared in front of him. Conan slowly fell from the sky. Tsunade was a little surprised. This little girl is really brave. Do you understand? In pursuit of world peace. It's just a joke. No, he's our lifelong goal, Conan said seriously. Senju Tsunade put away his contempt. Just because of that toad's words, you are going to pursue peace. Yes, this is our common expectation. We have suffered too much and suffered too much when we were young. Family members, parents, have all left us. Therefore, we must end this never-ending hatred for the world. Bring true peace, will you help us? Conan extended his hand to Tsunade. Her hand was as white as her clear eyes. However, the hands were stained with blood. Tsunade was suddenly a little cold. For the so-called world peace, you killed so many people. Kurigakure, Konoha, and now the Iron Country. It is righteousness to exchange temporary sacrifice for permanent peace. Rather than let the disaster continue to exist, it is better to let it disappear completely. You should be able to understand it. Conan folded his wings and sat beside him. Because of the teacher, we investigated you when we grew up. Princess Tsunade, your younger brother, and your lover all died in the war. This kind of pain is no different from ours. Why? Not willing to work with us to create a better future. Quote. Little girl, you just want to convince me with such an empty thing. Tsunadiheim rolled his eyes at Conan. Although I have no reason to fight you to the death, and I didn't do my best just now. But the same, I will not crazy for your so-called ideals. This princess is no longer young, and she is too old to pursue her dreams. Besides, you can't do things like people at all. What if it was a god? God. Yes, God, pain is God. Conan's tone was unusually calm, as if he was telling reality. The two women were completely silent. It's been a long time. Conan suddenly spoke again. The food you gave us back then was delicious. I forgot about this kind of thing. You are still as tough as ever. Master Jiraiya said that you are a knife-mouthed tofu-hearted person, and gentleness is hidden under the violence. Jiraiya. Tsunade pouted and took a deep breath. Little snowflakes fell, connecting the two together. When we first met, Mr. Jiraiya chose to help. Although you were not on our side, you were not on the other side. Thinking about it now, it was really dangerous at the time. Jiraiya, he's an idiot. Tsunade looked at Conan and sneered twice. Is it because he died at the hands of the gods? Conan's tone was very calm. Tsunade sneered, to be killed by the children who once rescued and taught students, only that kind of fool would do it. You're wrong. Conan shook his head. Although the teacher died in the hands of God, he also pinned his hopes on us. He passed away with a smile. Remembering the look of hope in Jiraiya's death, Conan folded a paper flower. Give it to you. Tsunade was stunned. This is my thanks to you, Nagato, and Mian. Who died? Tsunade heard something wrong. Conan shook his head. It doesn't matter who dies. What matters is the wishes we carry while we are alive. Do you want to come together and work for world peace? Little girl, stop talking about these boring things. The reason why this princess is wasting time by staying here with you is because this princess has no reason to fight. It just so happens that the kid asked me to stop you, that's all. If you want to fight, we have fought before. If you don't want to fight, this princess is also lazy and useless. As for whether it is peaceful or not, what does it have to do with this princess? I, Senju Tsunade, will not pursue that kind of vain dream. Quote. More 6. The cloud continues to work hard. Brothers and sisters, work together. Please leave a message if you have any comments. Text chapter 315 _ no reason to fight. Why do you, who have suffered as well, don't want to seek peace for the world? Conan was very puzzled. She and Tsunade were in a very strange state now. Interesting academy. Senju Tsunade moved lazily. She wasn't sure, so she came up with this unwise way to kill time. If you can get it, it is good, and if you don't get it, there is no loss. Tsunade chewed on his fingertips for a long time, and finally gave Conan a shocking answer. Does other people's life and death have anything to do with this princess? Child, you are really a small child. Human nature is selfish. Who told you I have suffered the same as you, and I have to make the same choice as you? But you think that you have seen the essence of the world, but you are actually deceiving yourself. A little bastard once told me that the world will be divided for a long time, and if it is divided for a long time, it will be united. If you don't have the impetus of the emperor, don't go. Fuck that boring idle heart. You do yours, I live mine, and that's what it will be like in this life. Familiar figures slid past his eyes, and finally settled on the ruins of the land of Vortex. Senju Tsunade let out bursts of sneers. The people that this princess cares about are almost dead, and there is no reason to work hard for irrelevant people. I am not as great as the two grandfathers, and I don't want to inherit the will of fire. As for world peace, it is more like this princess. It doesn't matter. After a few words, he remained silent. Tsunade did not speak, and Conan did not speak. The two women just sat silently in the wind and snow, letting the white snowflakes blow, recalling the past and the past. Kill them, Orochimaru said suddenly, looking at the paper flowers that Conan brought over. The child in the rain was stunned. I've seen a lot of orphans in war, and they usually end badly. It's a relief to kill them now. Shut up, Orochimaru. Jiraiya glared at her companion angrily, then turned to look at the guarded child. You and Tsunade go back first, I'll take care of them. What? Take it as compensation. I will take care of them until they become independent and go back. The short-lived memory was awakened when a cold wind blew across his cheeks, and Conan suddenly understood what Orochimaru was doing at the time, kindness in cruelty. Heihei168.com. If it wasn't for Jiraiya, perhaps death would be their best option. War brings suffering and torture forever. So, we're going to end him. Stinky boy, can you do it again? Anko panted and looked at the opposite. No, Liamong shook his head with difficulty, holding back the big move he made for a long time, and he couldn't solve Nagato even with the cheapness of the sneak attack. It was really dying. Just a little bit to blow your head off. But it is this that is doomed to different results. Why miss? This is completely unreasonable. Liamong knows his abilities, so he made this plan to kill Nagato when he was restrained by others. Unexpectedly, the skills will be missed. At that moment, the surprise attack that should have been fatal, but at the last moment something changed. What was the factor that caused such an accident? Is this the blessing of Child of Destiny? What he was aiming at, how could there be such a bizarre thing in the world? Where did those two bastards go? Sasuke, aren't we going to fight? Uzumaki Naruto frowned as he looked at the dusty battlefield from a distance. Uchiha Sasuke's expression was unusually indifferent. Do you have a reason to join the war? Where are our friends? Friend, who are you talking about? Boss Liamong, Shino, Hiba. A series of names were announced, and Naruto raised his toes in worry. Sasuke still had that cold look. You really like to meddle in your own business. It's no business, they're friends. But the friends you mentioned were not with you when you needed them. Naruto, you are Jinchuriki column force from Kyuubi, Nine Tails. I am an orphan of Uchiha, and I am an existence that is feared by the village. They have family and parents, we don't. When it comes to choosing, they're not on your side anyway. Sasuke. Damn boy, that guy was right. Kurama, even you. Human nature is full of betrayal. Think about the days you lived from childhood to adulthood. Dead boy, since the old man told you the old man's name, I don't want you to die inexplicably. Besides, if you are in the past now, you are only going to die. Impossible, isn't it still you? Ha 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 ha. Although you said that this old man is very happy, but this old man is not arrogant. That guy has Rinnegan, born to be the nemesis of tailed beasts. The old man is incompetent in front of him. You don't expect the old man to be able to help. How could this be? In the consciousness space, Kyuubi Nine Tails' pebble-sized beast pupils flashed complex divine light. Because that's Rinnegan. No, we can't beat him. Another wave of attacks failed, and the panting ninjas went into despair. How long? How many attacks? Ninjutsu is invalid. Demonic illusion is invalid. Physical surgery is simply to die. Is such a person really something we can defeat? Or, is that guy really a god alive? It's hilarious, that we're fighting a living god. Jiro, what are you doing? The ninja sword, which suddenly crossed his neck, slashed hard under the shocked eyes of his companions, and the ninja called Jiro committed suicide. We have no future, and fighting the gods is only death. Ellipsis. Hateful. This coward. The sudden suicide attacked the originally low morale to the extreme. Except for a few strong-willed people, the few remaining ninja warriors were desperate. Seeing that Liamong was in a bad situation, he quietly made a retreat gesture to protect the three girls behind him, and stared at Nagato without blinking. Today, he finally learned the benefits of Destiny's Child. Going against such a guy is like going against the whole world. Accidents, surprises everywhere. He tried to kill several times, but was stopped by strange circumstances. Maybe a rock, maybe a snowflake, maybe someone threw it out of ninjutsu. It was as if there was an invisible hand controlling everything between heaven and earth, excluding all factors that could lead to Nagato's death. This can't be beat at all. Send a code to Gaara and run away immediately. No Fu-kun. The three-star fan dance kicked the rebounded kunai into the air, and the corners of Tamari's mouth overflowed with a hint of fresh yuhi. Without Gaara's obstruction, those psychic beasts can kill us all. Then you go first. We don't. Be obedient. Liamong stared at the three girls in a rage. Hinata's little secretary shook his head stubbornly. Mitarashi Anko simply pretended not to hear. Tamari smiles and says no. Impatient, Liamong was so angry that he was so angry. You guys hurry up. You bastards, hurry up and hurry up. More 7, there are still 3 chapters. The cloud continues to work hard. Brothers and sisters, come on together, take aim. Text chapter 316 _ friendships gained and lost. Tamari Ankoaneda was reluctant to leave, and was half dead in a hurry. But some words are not easy to say clearly. He can't tell his woman. You can run away. I'll run after I'm done, so I can use Reikage as a quilt. These words can't be said in public at all, and the little abacus can't work out and is in a hurry. Asshole, anyone who doesn't obey should be spanked. There is also Uzumaki Nagato, the dead ghost. You are aiming to die quickly, can't you? The director should kill him quickly. Man is dead and the bird is in the sky, and the immortal Eternal has lived long enough. What he aimed at, it was unscientific. Lord Cascage, trap those psychic beasts, and I will solve them. Zhao Dame observed for a long time, and finally became arrogant. As soon as he made his move, he aimed at the most troublesome psychic beast. Yoden, lava style, the art of dissolving monsters. Of the water and soil chakras softened into 283, entered the sand, and the animal husbandry road pressed his right hand with disdain. Psychic. You want to kill, I'll summon whoever. The union of Gaara and Terumi may became a joke. Whenever the yellow sand entangles the giant beast, it will be summoned to leave. It doesn't work at all. Even Lord Cascage and Lord Mizukage can't do it. What can we do? This is not a battle we should be fighting at all. Thinking of the 3 generations of Tsuchikage who died, the few remaining ninja warriors, and the 4 generations of Reikage who stood in front of them, all felt bitter. They have been reduced to cannon fodder since the battle. Do not. It should be said that they are not even qualified to be cannon fodder. The general of the Kingdom of Iron, Mifune, carried a long sword, and there was blood on half of his body, and the bones under the damaged samurai uniform made people tremble. Interesting academy. That was the end of the sneak attack just now, and was cut by Shira Road. If it was meant for the rescue of the 4th generation Reikage at the last moment, it would have been lost. It can't go on like this. We lack the strength to win with one blow. Don't hide anything and make fun of it, or everyone will be ruined. I'll deal with the summoned beasts, you block them first. Terumi Mei's Yoden, lava style, needs the cooperation of Gaara, and the art of Chow Mist is greatly discounted due to regional reasons. After thinking about it, Liamong had to take over. You 3 be careful, if you can't, run away quickly. Husband Kun, rest assured, we'll be fine. Brother Hinata is also very strong. Stinky boy, you still care about yourself. After taking a deep look at the 3 girls leaving the front line, without the support of Liamong, the pressure suddenly more than doubled. Fight fast. 5 small colorless crystals turned into dust. Liamong grabbed the big crab and turned it into a whirlwind, and the ninjas who retreated to the back row were all dumbfounded. So strong. When such a big psychic beast said it turned, it turned. Brother, I will apply for retirement when I go back. This world is too crazy. Oh my god, is that guy really human? It is more than 20 meters high and the 8-legged Yuhi shell is at least 50 square meters. What happens when it turns? You can see what happens when you look at the typhoon image. Even Liamong himself did not expect that his skills would produce such unexpected gains. Bring it all in for Lao Su. A crab is not counted, and a green-skinned bulging-eyed chameleon is pulled in. This disgusting person is the most annoying guy who pretends to sneak at every turn. Take you first. Sasuke. The distant roar of the storm came to his ears, and Naruto Uzumaki said solemnly, "I've decided, go and help." "If that's the case, then you can go, you don't need to ask me for instructions." Sasuke, anyone has the right to choose their own path. Naruto, you are different from me after all. Yuhi's Sharingan closed slightly, and Sasuke waved out. Naruto was stunned for a moment, then chose to leave. Ursukuko opened his eyes again. The hexagonal snowflakes were decorated with fringe patterns. After Uchiha Madara, another pair of such eyes was born in the world. "I'm sorry, brother. When the closer friends I used to have a good relationship with, the more I understand you, the more hatred I feel for the Konoha who caused you pain. And that hatred has grown deeper than ever. I know what you want me to do. It is because you are my brother that you deny me, but it is also because I am your brother that nothing you can say can stop me. He chose to leave, I chose darkness. Goodbye, brother. Forgive me for not being able to inherit your will, although we are brothers, but in the end we are different, just like the fool who just left." Naruto's footsteps are getting farther and farther, and Sasuke's heart is getting darker and darker. "Creating a peaceful future with my comrades. I actually believe this idiot's words. I really let that idiot influence me. You who say you want to help me, but you still want to help others, but you seem to have forgotten that you are only yourself. Naruto, there are many people in need in the world, you can't help all of them. Goodbye, may the memories we once be forever." The cloak raised high covered the whole body, and Ursuke finally chose to walk alone. The Avengers do not need companions, they live for hatred and die for hatred. Discrimination against the Uchiha family. Force my brother to kill his parents. Whoever the upper class of Konoha who pushed Itachi to such a degree, whoever trampled on the dignity of our brother, deserve to die. In front of me is hell. Brother, I hope you live happily in the kingdom of heaven. Step by step into the icy wind and snow, turning her heart into ice again, Urzuzi resolutely chose to leave. Naruto, who was rushing towards the battlefield, turned his head slightly under his feet. For some reason, he felt throbbing, and there was a feeling of rushing back immediately. What happened to Sasuke? The problem of choosing one of the two is the hot battlefield on the one hand, and the best friend to pursue on the other. The friendship that I finally got hold of is crumbling in this wind and snow. Who to choose? Uzumaki Naruto bit Kiba and rushed back to the battlefield. Sasuke will be fine, he is so strong, he will be fine. Princess Tsunade, what do you think of the war? Looking out at the roaring ruins of the storm, Conan suddenly broke the silence. Senju Tsunade regained consciousness from his memory and stretched his waist. War is war. One side attacks the other side for the sake of profit. You think too much. It's not that I think too much, it's that I have experienced a lot. As a female ninja, I really want to get an answer from you. It's a pity that you can't seem to answer my question. Do you really want to know? More 8. Brothers and sisters in the cloud are working hard. Everyone is moving forward together. Text Chapter 317 _ The Horror of the Force of Fate. For female ninjas, Senjutsu is tantamount to the existence of 6 Paths Immortals. Because of their gender, they definitely won't worship 6 Paths the most. Conan wanted to get answers from Tsunade to prove her beliefs. Before getting the answer, she had fantasized about Tsunade's words more than once, and was ready to listen carefully. However, when she actually got it, she found that the previous guesses were all wrong. Tsunade's answer to Conan was simple: war, kill and be killed. There are no long speeches, no deafening speeches, and some, just 2 concise words: kill and be killed. Perhaps seeing the confusion in Conan's eyes, Tsunade, who was in a good mood, said a few more words: war has no meaning for civilians, either kill or be killed. They don't need to think about why war is happening, because they don't have the qualifications to decide. And the same goes for ninjas. Conan, you are a beautiful girl, you should not pursue these ethereal things. Remember the words of this princess: grasping the eyes is the most important thing, and you will regret it later. The reason why a dream is called a dream is precisely because of it can't be achieved. What can really be achieved will not be called a dream. Senju Tsunade, who patted his clothes and shook off the snow, got up and left after secretly calculating the time. It's finally resolved. As the last centipede psychic beast was twisted into a twist, Liamong breathed a sigh of relief. These damn things are not only troublesome, but also numerous, and ordinary ninjas can only be reduced to cannon fodder in front of them. How many people have died? Looking back, there are not many who can survive the tragic battlefield. 4 generations of Mizukage Terumi Mei and her 2 bodyguards, Ao and Chengjuro. Late Tsuchikage 2-day scale Onoki, S. granddaughter Kuratsuchi, apprentice Kitu. 4th Reikage and his escort Tarui. The half-disabled 3 boats have simply become bare rods. Sunagakur puppet master whose chest collapsed was silent. Konkuro is dead. The centipede's leg in his hand snapped into 2 pieces, and there was a life-threatening voice in Liamong's ear. Baidu Interesting Academy. Bansho Tenon Universal Pull. Shinra Tensai Almighty Push is. 1 positive and 1 negative suction swept across the audience. Looking at the pretty figure floating high, the running man suddenly widened his eyes. Hinata. Damn, put her down on me. Extreme martial arts tyrannical fist. Heavenly path pain forehead to forehead. Stinky boy. Fu-kun. Be careful. Give me back the Hinata. Bite the Kiba pass and launch a desperate attack. After a loud bang, Liamong looked at his chest. It was a piece of iron rod. A piece of iron rod that went through the heart. All resistance is futile before God, you can die. Shinra Tensai Almighty Push is. Elder brother. A big mouthful of blood spurted out, and the Liuman that had been protecting Hinata in his arms fell and flew out. Is the power of destiny really so powerful? Fu-kun. Stinky boy. The increasingly heavy eyelids weighed 1,000 pounds. And the cold chest seemed to have a cold wind blowing. Hinata, Anko, Tamari were all sluggish. It's not true, tell me, it's not true. Get up, brat, can you hear me? Elder brother. Medicine, yes, we still have medicine. Several times before he felt out the healing potion and poured it into his mouth, Tamari slumped to the ground. Hinata, Anko panicked. I was horrified to see that iron rod that went through my heart. Cough, take me home, please, I haven't been home for a long time. Okay, go home, let's go home. The arm that was raised with the last ounce of strength quietly fell, and Liamong fell into the eternal darkness. Hinata, Tamari, Anko, froze in place. Zhao Dame avoided 2 attacks and looked back, her shoulder slumped and she went all the way out. Reikage, whose fists are hard to match, fought and retreated, and fell into the scene of being surrounded by people. What exactly is destiny? In the darkness of no color, no form, no self, this is the only thought left in Liamong. I'm going to avenge the stinky boy, you take him home. Sister Anko. Be obedient, you two take him home. No, brother, there's no home when my brother is dead. And I'm going to. Hinata. Tamari, who wanted to resist, was speechless, and when he turned his eyes, his heart was completely broken into 8 petals. Husband Kun died, and his younger brother died, and Konkuro's collapsed chest became the last straw that broke the camel's back. A husband Kun. Come on together. 8 trigrams. Kaden, fire style, great fireball jutsu. Futon, wind style, Itachi. Are these 3 women crazy? Up to now, the troops who have been beaten to a bare level have barely left a few fingers. Tamari Hinata Anko went mad, and the rest of the people looked at each other and decided to die. Lay abuse hands flat Chio dance. Yoden, lava style, the art of dissolving monsters. Rock golem big bomb. Use whatever you can, we'll fight. Fight. Fight him to death. Haishuyu Shenwei. Psychic. Toad boss, let's go. The shadow that leapt high drew out a sword like a bright moon, and Toad Wentai made a strong appearance with a pipe in his mouth. Before the knife was chopped out, the text was too proud, but after the knife was chopped out, it became numb. Dead boy, I tell you, I'm not finished with you. Hey, Toad Boss, you ran backwards, Toad Boss. 2 big thick legs galloping and 3 vertical jumps rushed outwards, and countless cold sweats fell on Toad Wentai's forehead. The rocket artillery that was in hot pursuit rumbled over a large piece of sand and gravel. Suddenly, Wen was too immobile. Naruto standing on top of Wentai's head was very strange. He shouted while patting, Boss Toad, what's wrong with you, do you hurry up? Go on your sister, my ass has won the jackpot. Big drops of fresh yuhi dripped to the ground, and Wentai's butt became Lu Zhang's sister Lu Yuhi. Naruto listened to the words of Toad Bunta very strange. The butt won the jackpot, can the butt win the jackpot? She stabbed from her forehead to her back and looked down, her bleeding ass turning the ground into a lake. Naruto was stunned. Mr. When did you become sexual? This is too ferocious, it's about to catch up with the beasts of the flood. You are strong, you are really strong. Update 9, there is one more chapter to go. Union suddenly remembered that the new book has not been updated yet. Come back when it is finished. Text Chapter 318 Toad Brother is stupid. The night gave me black eyes, but I used them to find light. Interesting Academy. Since Liamong rescued Gaara and woke up unexpectedly, he has been favored by the gods. There is no good thing to say, but he is still unlucky. If it weren't for the skill, it would definitely be the end of the car accident scene. This time, it was unlucky to win the grand prize again, and I was fortunate to pay for the horror of death. Senior sister, aren't we going to help? Uzumaki Karen asked while looking at him, with his head half open. Shizune shook his head, don't make a mess, all we can do is rescue the wounded after the fact. You have to remember that you are a doctor first, and a ninja second. But, affectionately rubbing Karen Yan Yuhi's hair, Shizune said, no, but we are not Tsunade-sama, we will only make trouble if we go. I feel like the big bad guy is dying. No, have you forgotten what Tsunade-sama once said, he is no longer a human being. The puncture on the front chest and the back, piercing the heart opposite, and suddenly feeling the shimmering rays of light coming towards him, it is a very wonderful thing. They are as splendid as the flaming worms in the evening of summer night, and as brilliant as the beacon of the starry sky in autumn. What are they? The faint brilliance awakened the power of the atrium, and suddenly it became bright in the dark. The weak fingers stretched slightly, and Liamong suddenly understood the origin of this kind of thing. They are the chakras of Uzumaki Nagato. These blips are actually the chakras of Uzumaki Nagato. The energy pouring in through the piercing of the atrium and flowing through the blood vessels throughout the body, an inexplicable feeling flooded into the heart. The shackles of the world were quietly broken, and the repulsion in the shadows disappeared without a trace. Has it been recognized? It's ironic to be recognized this way. Heihei168.com. With the power of immortal energy to break free from bondage, Liamong opened his eyes when Uzumaki Nagato's chakra flowed all over his body. The war continued. The fourth-generation Reikage had 2 bloodstains on his right arm, and Terumi Mei's thigh was blue. Chojuro. Tarui. Back off. Almost indistinguishable from each other's orders were issued at the same time. Terumi Mei and Yiyai stood side by side. Pain 6 paths surrounded him alive and kicking. Uzumaki Nagato coughed twice, his gray face stained with an abnormal yuhian. He is sick. Seriously ill. Eyes, Terumi Mei and Yayui had a bottom line in their hearts. This guy can't see it like that, but also, pervert's ability cannot be supported indefinitely. A bottle of medicine. A very familiar bottle of medicine. Seeing the reagent that Uzumaki Nagato was holding in his hand, Terumi Mei had the heart to drag the ray up and dry it to death. That's Fu-kun's stuff. Damn. Brother. Watching Uzumaki Nagato drink the reagent to recover a little bit of energy, all the ninjas present scolded the old lady. This bastard. Idiot. How can such an important thing be sold casually, and sold to the enemy? This is the enemy of capital, this is a serious enemy of capital. He swallowed the bitter fruit he sowed, unable to move or even speak, and now he has no strength at all. Uzumaki Naruto rushed over, and Uzumaki Naruto rushed over on a big toad. The toad boss, who was accidentally beaten by the stone, got a kabuto loincloth from nowhere to wrap it around and stepped down, which was indescribably funny from a distance. Grandson, I'm here for revenge. The pipe in his mouth spit out large pieces of thick smoke. What Wentai wanted to do most was to know that his short knife would open the back door for Nagato. Dare to use a rocket to blow me up, dare to crush me with a stone, even if you crush me twice, you still dare to collapse into that place. You don't want to get better. You don't make Master Toad feel better, and Uncle Toad can't make you feel better. Dead boy, hurry up and summon the brothers to Lao Su. Boss Toad, your brother, which brother are you? Who else, of course, is Toad Hero and Toad Gien. Ah, Boss Toad, I see. You wait, and I'll call you here. Bang, bang, 2 psychics were used, and after Toad Wentai, 2 more big toads appeared. The one on the left is an idiot with 2 knives on his back, the one on the right is an idiot with a pot lid, and the 3 brothers are idiotic at that station. The 1-knife toad is stupid, the 2-knife toad is stupid, and there is a foolish toad with black pants. The 3 toad brothers, please enter. I'm Toad Boss, Bunta. I'm the second toad, the Toad Wide. I'm Toad's 3rd child, Toad Gien. The guy who hit Lao Su's ass with a stone just now has something for Lao Su to stand up for. The handheld single knife was thrust into the ground, and Toad Bunta rubbed his arms and legs. The big guy looked at these 3 big guys, all of them fainted. Wentai didn't talk about it first. The guy on the left with his arms around his eyes looking up at the sky was too much of him. You said that you are a big green-skinned toad, and you have nothing to do with such a shape for anyone to see, and you are not too tired to panic. After talking about the left and right, let's talk about the right. The toad on the left is pretending to be aggressive, the toad on the right is stupid, and he is born like a big fool. This can be seen from its equipment, who can use a Zen staff if its brain is not ill, and the shield that looks like a pot lid, the more it looks like a bowl for begging. Finally, let's look at his monk's robe. Brother who sells high, may I ask you, are Sha Wujing making a cameo? Boss Toad, the rest is up to you. Looking at the opposite side with a short knife in hand, Wen who couldn't answer was too angry. Fuck you guys. I'm not fast, I'm clumsy. It doesn't take much to kill someone. The 2 knives were unsheathed and swung forward. Toad Guang's 2 blades danced away, greeting his head like chopping melons and vegetables. Toad Gien, who was a step behind, held Dundun in his left hand and his cane in his right hand, and smashed it in the face. Toad Bunta, who was 1 step ahead of the 2 of them, used the famous technique of toad cutting, jumping up and drawing the knife downward. It's not so much a slash, it's a hard chop. Kabuto, a large blade of more than 10 meters, slashed his head, and Heavenly Path Pain raised his hands. Shinra Tensai Almighty Push is not good. Something is not right. I'm clumsy again. The short blade that slashed towards the forehead, the double blade that slashed towards the waist and the eye, and the Zen staff that smashed into the door, all collapsed and flew out after a pause. With just this blow, the trio of demented silly toads lost their combat effectiveness. The 4th generation of Raikage grabbed Naruto's collar and was so angry, "Boy, are you here to be funny?" Just as he was getting angry, a figure climbed up. It's even more deadly. When my head is dizzy, it's really slow to code. Go to sleep, see you tomorrow. Text chapter 319 _ the son was beaten by the father. Stinky boy. Fu-kun. Brother. It feels so good. All the invisible restraints dissipated, feeling the energy in the body, Liamong smiled at the 3 girls. Interesting Academy first release. Pain lowered his eyes and aimed at his chest. You can't die if you pierce the heart, and you are not an ordinary person. Gaba broke the pitch-black iron rod and threw it away, and Liamong snorted, I really want to thank you. This world used to hate me very much, and now it has finally taken back that hateful power. What are you talking about? Ha ha ha, there are times when the gods don't understand. The words sneered and took out a kiba stick and bit it. The cold wind blew the shattered windbreaker, and the dust-stained hair fluttered unruly, if not the care of this world has long since died. Uzumaki Nagato lost the bondage of the mighty power of the world, and there is no influence in the shadows. You and I can finally let go of our hands and feet to fight. The 5 scumbags will always be the 5 scumbags. Summoning and Judgment Golden Thunder Tiger. 100 Flowers Thunder Dragon goes to the sea. The azure blue dragon that jumped out from under his feet shone with lightning in his eyes. Silver Yuhi, and the golden tiger of judgment jumping out from behind was cast in bright yellow gold. Seeing these two things, Nagato's eyes changed, and an inexplicable crisis made him feel deeply uneasy. Dai me. Extreme Wuba Emperor Quan Longhu Shao. The power of the world cannot always favor only one person and die for me. It's completely different from how it felt before. What the hell happened to that kid? Hinata, don't go there. Interesting academy. The little secretary who wanted to charge, Enko slowly shook his head. In this kind of battle, our intervention can only add to Fu-kun's troubles. Not only will it not help, but it will distract him. Tamari bit Yuhi's lips unwillingly, we are still too weak. Lord Rakage. Wu Qing's blackened thighs throbbed, and Terumi Mei took aim at Yi Yai who was panting. Fourth Rakage covered his injured arm, looked forward and said, you are not suitable to move now, hurry up to recover, we have to believe in that kid's ability. Where's Lord Kage? Slumped on the ground weakly, Gaara, who was severely exhausted, looked at Pain. The first one. Die for me. The Liamong swinging fist that increased the speed to ultimate slammed into the Shira road. Accompanied by the fist of the Phantom of the Tiger, with a squeak, the 3-headed and 6-armed mechanical puppet shattered into pieces. The parts and gears that smashed out were complaining one after another. The Golden Thunder Tiger pounced, the blue dragon leapt up, and with these two giant beasts joining in, Pain's 6 paths finally separated. As long as you are not together, there is a chance. Next, hell. He stomped his toes to the ground and flew into the air again. Liamong broke through the sound barrier and came to the square face. After his death, this unknown religious leader still maintained the majesty of a superior, and people wanted to beat him when they saw him. Dance of lightning. Of consecutive attacks in a second, blasting every inch of his body, Rakage outside the battlefield narrowed his eyes. This kid's speed is so fast that it even surpassed himself in full force. But, thinking of the man she met on the battlefield, Yi Yai's pupils shrank. The kid in front of him is just speed, and he can use his speed to ultimate. No matter how fast he is, there are traces to be found. But that man can no longer be called speed, if the two of them meet. Hey, Toad Boss, please wake up. Uzumaki hurriedly raised his eyelids as he ran all the way to Wentai's side. Wentai, who couldn't move his body up and down, looked at the little yellow hair in front of him, and really wanted to swallow him in his stomach and kill him. Damn bastard, next time I get Lao Su into such trouble, I'll kill you. Ah, Toad Boss, how can you do this? Didn't we drink swastika wine? The younger brother is in trouble, can the boss succeed? I'll go to your pot, and you don't even look at who you are provoking. You bastard, I can't deal with that guy, so call the old man over quickly. Old man. Naruto blinked confusedly. Wentai said angrily, the old man is my father. Ah, you're talking about immortal Fukasaku. Naruto was pleasantly surprised. Immediately, soon. Biting through his thumb and flipping through his fingerprints, the smoke of spiritualism drifted past, and a green-skinned toad the size of a palm appeared in front of him. Wentai is tens of meters, he is only a few tens of centimeters. Wentai is fat and fat, he is thin. Who would have thought that they were father-son relationship if it hadn't been known in advance? Little devil, what are you calling me for? Old man, I was bullied. Wentai. Yuhi came out of Bumata's ass. Shenzuo glanced anxiously. Little lady, where are you hurt? Old man, don't move. Can I not move? If you are cut, how can I explain to your mother? Don't worry, it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt, let me see. Old man, I'm all grown up. I'm not your father when you grow up, turn over and pout. The two thin little arms exerted an astonishing force, and Fukasaku just turned Wentai upside down. Naruto was dumbfounded by the sight, watching the dog snatch the shit. The boss toad launched a fool. Fukasaku jumped up and looked at the place where his son was injured, and slapped him with a slap, and he said that it didn't hurt the vital point, but it was smashed and the vital point was not hurt. Can you still be a male toad? If you can't be a male toad, what will the female toads in Mount Myoboku think of you? What will your daughter-in-law think of you? And what will your mother think of you? Quote. Old man, can you stop being long-winded and avenge me quickly? Vengeance. Shenzuo turned his head after listening to Wentai's words. Little devil, let me ask you, who beat Xiaotai like this? Over there. Over there. Looking in the direction Naruto pointed, the battlefield where the cold wind whistled turned upside down. Bang 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 dozens of times in a row, and the square face with all the shattered bones fell to the ground. 3 seconds, or 5 seconds, and Pain, who was the second out of 7, was missing too. Uzumaki Nagato, surrounded by the azure blue dragon in the center, looked around, the purple-black Rinnegan turned savage, and Conan, who was flying in the distance, was terrified. No Nagato. Chapter 1, Brothers and Sisters, please leave a message if you have any comments. Let's watch the performance of the cloud, let's refuel together, and aim. Text Chapter 320 The game does not play like this. Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path. What the hell is that? The giant human-shaped beast that rumbled up from the ground was hundreds of meters high, with a radius of 10 feet. The 7 terrifying eyeballs exuded a light that was enough to make the soul tremble, and the body like dead wood showed a color that withered the world. Mobile phone reading is more convenient. The 10 protruding strips Jinchuriki column behind m.heihei168.com are inserted into the sky, like the roots of an ancient tree that has been cut down. Who ran halfway, dragged 2 pieces of dirt and ashes, and ran back desperately. Toad immortal, wait, you can't run, this. What is this? Do you know what it is? You don't know what to shout. Little devil, I tell you, if you want to survive, run away, we can't deal with that thing. Toad fairy, what is that? You bastard, get the hell out of here, there's no time to ink with you now. The 2 giant shackled hands paused for a moment and then smashed to the ground. The rumbling sand and stones shot towards the surroundings like a torrential rain, making a crackling sound. Fukasaku, who accidentally fell somersault, bang. It turned into white smoke. Toad Wentai, Toad Guang, and Toad Jien also disappeared. Naruto Uzumaki, who became the bear commander in the blink of an eye, fell on his horse with a wow scream. More than a dozen of the desert floating dragged the surviving comrades into the air, and fear flashed in Gaara's eyes, who had recovered a little. The Nagato. Don't be sad, Conan, you can get used to your belief in yourself at the last moment of your life. It's not a loss in this life. The skinny slap gently stroked the soft hair. Uzumaki closed his eyes and looked at the blue sky dragon, the Mont Sparta standing on top of the dragon's head. I thought that losing the bondage of the world would solve everything, but it was the beginning of disaster. Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, or Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, infused with the 7-tailed beast chakra. Dude, can we discuss that you are dead? Don't bring such a fool. Conan, I'll leave it all to you in the future. It's easier to read on your phone m.heihei168.com. Today's things are not normal, watch out for that guy. If that's the case, you just leave and don't carry these heavy dreams anymore. Long Gate. Seeing the sad look in Conan's eyes, Uzumaki Nagato sighed. You will be the only one left among the 3 of us. I hope you are more happy than the world. Mian must think so too. Live well. Quote. Finally, looking at his close friend who had been by his side, Uzumaki Nagato rose into the air. What is he going to do? For the peace of the world to meet the judgment of the gods, your death will be an opportunity for the world to move towards peace. Let it end here, the shadows of the 5 great nations, you who built your own peace on the destruction of small nations, are the root of all evil. Today, I will judge you in the name of God. This lunatic. His brain is abnormal. Be careful of those dragon beasts, they will die if they are broken. The huge mouth that suddenly opened, 9 long snake-like dragon heads jumped out one after another, and the Liyuman who knew the details of this thing issued a warning. Defeating Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, is simply impossible, and there are not enough people to send food right now. In the face of this kind of super boss, the best way is to pile on the crowd. Now that it's good, Mount doesn't have enough, the main output is not enough, and there is less nurse to add blood. He aimed, this is a fart. But fortunately, as long as Nagato is killed, this thing should be. Wait, what is he going to do? Open arms, he slowly leapt back into the mouth of the golem, and Uzumaki Nagato disappeared from sight. Eaten. The eyeballs are all over the place and the brain is twitching. Is this the situation of Shenmue? Losing the master of Uzumaki Nagato, do you have to deal with Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path? Looking at the pervert-like human-shaped behemoth, countless grass and mud horses appeared in everyone's mind. Lemons Sparta. Gara Shkoda. Taruni me guo maida. Da, it's all da. This day is over. The screaming Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, controls 9 long snakes to intersperse, and Liyuman rides the azure blue dragon and turns into a Heian in the storm. If you are not careful, you will die. Roar. Judgment Jin Leihu strikes and rushes towards Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path. Compared with the golem, the originally huge golden tiger was like a cat pounced on an adult. Bang. One kick. Just one kick. With a casual kick from the shackled big foot, the golden tiger was kicked out of the circle, and the scars left by Zhang Qiba's dancing claws before falling off were quickly restored at a speed visible to the naked eye, and in the blink of an eye it was as good as before. Good pervert resilience. Very powerful physical attack. Judgment Jin Leihu was seriously injured and defeated, Azure Blue Dragon was exhausted again, Liamong now wants to die. How difficult is this game? 4 generations of Reikage Yayui. 5 generations of Kage Gara. The 2 leaders of the 5 major countries, sitting on the top of the floating roof, started to be silly. How to deal with this thing? Hit with a fist. Or take a kiba bite. The ant and the elephant didn't do that either. In the rush, he turned his head and glanced at the long snake that was chasing behind him like a mad dog, and Liamong angrily smashed the colorless crystal block. Bring it on. Big monster, buddy, let's get an Ultraman today and maintain a cosmic peace. Gather energy cannon. The right hand that was raised above the top was suddenly pressed under the ribs with 3 spinning thunder balls, and the livid kiba closed tightly and filled the colorless. Individual. 0. As more and more small crystal blocks were filled, the gathered thunder light became louder and louder, and the numb and swollen right hand was reflected by the leaping Leihua's colorful Madara. Fu-kun doing. Brother, be careful. The brat definitely has a way. The silver-colored hair that stood upside down fluttered, the squeaking clothes were bulging, and the Liyuman roared and slammed out the chi cannon that had gathered to the extreme. Look at my otherworldly version of Turtle School Qigong, brother is going to kill the moon with this thing. Die for me. The light Jinchuriki column shot out like a judgment issued by the gods of the heavens, and 9 long snake-shaped dragon beasts intertwined and turned into nothingness. The psychic golem turned its head, and its huge head slanted to the side when it couldn't be let out. The shining light Jinchuriki column brushed past, the shackled right hand slammed to the ground, and the milky white liquid overflowing from the break kept rolling and making people nauseous. Good boy, do it again. Come again, he aimed, you think it is to eat and drink water and come again. Enduring the piercing pain to cover his unconscious right arm, Lu Meng clenched the Kiba pass in anger. Looking at each other, Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, opened his mouth again. Those are more too, so tired. Cloud takes a nap, wakes up and continues. 1 hour is fine, aim.